but you should have a free time, right, on the axe. However, the lane itself, I just want to wait and see how it goes. Baboka is the grand difference maker here, and Bat is such a strong support as well, or Bat in general is a strong hero right now. I wouldn't say support, I think he's better as a core, but whatever. Bat plus Axe might be good enough. I feel like it will be good enough to deal with Luna and Tree. Usually Axe, if you play in this lane, you know, you show up, Luna hits you once, Tree hits you once, you don't even spin, you lose quarter of your HP. And if you use Battle Hunger, these two can easily last it, right? And get it away. You have Lucent Beam on Luna, or maybe the right clicks, and Treant with 100 damage is gonna last it and get rid of that anyway.
Yep. That is going to be the difficult part for him in these lanes. So we'll see what Tearlaments is able to do to control this Axe, as they have now smoked up. Just seems like a vision smoke. They're not moving in concert with each other. Get a bit of vision, secure the bounties. Let's see. Ollie will see ZZQ, and it's a 3v2 advantage here. They might actually try and engage this. Battle Hunger out onto the Treant Protector. Nice sprout from Ollie. The ZZQ Tree having a tough time escaping. Blood Grenade, a couple of right clicks, and the first blood drawn for Old 11. Well, you know what will make the lane a lot easier, my friend? Starting off with a kill and potentially even wiping the wave. No, they already used the flame break and there's no Firefly, so they can't wipe the wave, but still, it's a very nice start.
Absolutely. Perfect start. 0.2 armor. Bonus for our Old 11 axe. Let's go. How does that work? How do you harvest the armor? Does he, with an axe? I guess he just chops it up, takes it to himself. That's it.
Maybe you chop it up, right? And then you just take all the pieces of scrap metal together. That's why it's not like perfect armor, right? It's just a piece of it. You need to accumulate a lot of it together to melt it into a nice little additional plate of armor.
I see. I mean, the best armor that he has is that leaf. After all, it's the most important part of his armor set. Yeah, this is gonna be an annoying lane. Bat plus Axe now with the first blood as well. Axe already rocking a bracer. It will be annoying. When it comes to mid lane, this is Tiny into Puck, right? Snare, you can talk about it. You know
I don't want to talk about this, man. This just sucks, bro. This just sucks. Tiny's gonna hit creeps, and then Puck dodges every other hit, comes back in, pushes out the wave when it's under the tower. Very exciting.
Yeah, it's a good lane for Echoes though, right? Like he... as Tiny, he should be able to at least have the last hit advantage.
And then down bottom, we see Ollie and 7E trading some hits right now. I'm very curious to see how things are going to go throughout the game for SRF. Is he going to go for that Radiance that you were talking about earlier? Is this a Vessel game? Basically, how quickly does he want to start being involved with his team?
Yeah, I feel like both items right now are really good because of the build-up. Flyfly gonna take some serious damage here.
It is indeed. His refraction is gone. He's getting right down. SRF, one more right click will secure the kill. Man, you gotta be careful with that Cinder Brew. Yes, they get the revenge kill onto 7E, but Cinder Brew just cracked through the refraction like it was nothing.
He stepped out of lines a little bit. He was a little bit too far. And yeah, like usually Brew cannot do a lot to TA, but if Cinder Brew gets ignited, you're in a bad spot. And he was alone. Ollie wasn't there.
They're actually going back onto Ollie now. And instead, Nature's Prophet actually gets brought down by the Shadow Realm hit of 7E. So Tearlaments turning up the pressure. Yes, they suffered a lot in their safe lane, but here in the off lane, they are the ones that are applying the pressure towards the side of Yakult's brothers.
I really like what they've been doing so far on bot lane. Double Bracer already on Brew as well. Like, this is the lane that we didn't really discuss a lot, but it's working out very nicely for Tearlaments.
Yep. I feel like this lane gets terrifying once you have the once you get trapped on the Brew. Then there's just kill threat all over the show. You also have to worry about like a potential rotation from the Twin Gauge here.
No, I'm even waiting to see when he gets it. Like,
no, they're actually just gonna go right now. They don't need it to try and get aggressive. Ollie getting ran down. 7E though unable to finish him off. Eats some right clicks back from Fly, but he does have the Shadow Realm, so should be A-okay.
They're just abusing Drunken Master. That's it. Like, that's how they're playing this lane. And this is really cool. They're abusing it to the fullest. He gets on top of you so quickly with the Brewmaster. Yeah, pretty cool lane so far. When it comes to Lastis though, the biggest winner is the Axe, and the biggest loser is the Luna so far on the top lane, and they are diving her.
Yep, they're waiting for this. They're not going to be able to kill her off just yet. Oh, nice flame break from Baboka into a Berserker's Core. They're forced to bring in 7E, but these spins are going ham. We will find a kill. Old 11 gets it first. There is immediate revenge as they lose Baboka. And they definitely want more though. Ollie able to get out of the range of the tower. So is Old 11. No more lockdown available. So Tearlaments just lose their carry and don't really get that much in exchange.
Yeah, like it's rough, right? Like you're Luna, you're 16 CS in minute 5. It's not great, not looking that hot. At the same time, it is a Luna. You stack for her a little bit, she comes back. Same can be said for TA. TA is also suffering down bottom, but these heroes, they do recover. What? No, he's fine. I'm looking. He has a range drop. He's got a magic wand. So basically, he shouldn't die.
Hey man, we've seen a lot of things that shouldn't have happened over the last few days.
That's true.
If you told me yesterday that like a DK is gonna get 4 hero ganked minute 7 and survive with a triple kill, you'd have told me I'm lying to you if I told you that. But we saw it with our own eyes.
I still don't believe it. It didn't happen. It was a fever dream. By the way, Bruce so far, he has another bracer and a magic wand queued up. So that's a very... I don't think he buys them though. Like if he wanted to, he could have done that already. Maybe he's waiting for the courier to ship it all out like Teemu in one go. You know, you get everything.
For now, he doesn't have to worry too much. Things are going well enough. We're gonna have a small contest here for the power rune. Everybody is gathering around the top side. It will not spawn top, but there will be a fight here. Ollie TP's in, going towards Echoes, catches him within the Sprout. Baboka just gonna be on the high ground, flame breaking them back towards the epicenter of the fight, but they found the avalanche toss onto Emo. Emo does end up dead. However, Echoes died first. Baboka, with the damage that they've dished out, is able to secure a double kill onto ZZQ. 7E will maybe give him a triple, as there's probably no way that Dark Willow survives. 4 seconds until she has Shadow Realm. She picks up the Arcane Rune Brambles. They try to juke through them, and she's out. Flame break back. Is it going to be good enough? She's TPing. The Sprout will be there. There is no Firefly, so they don't have the damage through the targeting. Very nicely done by CZQ and 7E.
Yeah, maybe they could have if they committed the Firefly, but probably not. In any case, Boca is down bottom now. He wants this Wisdom Shrine, but he's probably not going to get it.
Yeah. All he's going to get is death. Echoes tosses him back towards SRF. He's attempting to TP out. Can he get there? No. A little bit too much damage on SRF. So just brings him down, picks up the shrine. Oh, they're going to give it to 7E. Okay, get closer to the level 6 for the Dark Willow.
Yeah, they absolutely needed to give it to the supports. Brew is having just such an amazing game that he truly does not need it. He doesn't need a lot, and he's going to have Talisman now. This is what's so cool about Brew when you're playing him on offlane. When you're playing him, I mean, you always play him on offlane, almost, unless you Red Panda. And when you're getting the Radiance build, you can have 2 bracers plus Talisman, and your evasion is ridiculous. It's very hard to kill you, especially when you're brewed up.
Casual 36% evasion right now with level 3 Stormform. Nicely done. And things are going well enough for him that his tower is still very healthy. The rest of the game isn't going to hell, so he should have time to finish this. Mid lane, Ollie goes in yet again for a fight on this rune spot. Echoes is going to be fine, and with the Shadow Realm hit on the high ground, Ollie's the one that's in danger. A couple more right clicks is all they need. They throw the tree at him and they find the kill. Emo hoping for some revenge, but taking too much damage here. Eventually able to kill off 7E, barely escaping in the end, but Echoes chasing him down, activates the haste rune. His spell though is still on cooldown, so he doesn't have an easy way to connect onto Emo. Emo jukes him out. Unfortunately, what can you do? Even with the haste rune, no real way to catch a puck that's moving in that fashion.
Absolutely. It was kind of a I would say high skill gameplay right there from Tiny and Puck, the way they joked each other. Like the Tiny did everything right. He didn't do anything wrong there. He had cooldowns, he couldn't get the puck, and also Emo made the right play to stretch him out so that the haste rune isn't enough to catch him and kill him off.
Oh, the end of everything. Still going to be some pressure being applied onto the tower by Emo. Of course, we do see one of the things that we didn't really talk about, but the annoyance of pushing into the Treant Protector. If you don't succeed with your push, well, good luck on the next several attempts because it's going to be back at full HP.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So far, some stacks on Luna, by the way, on Axe have been taken. Bottom fly.
Down bottom onto Fly, but they don't get him just yet. And SRF, they already used the Brewmaster split and they didn't have enough to find the kill. Ollie with his support finds quick revenge onto 7E and zones back SRF. And they're actually going to chase him down right now. They threw out a CA trap, but Baboka's out of mana, doesn't have level 6. There's no way they kill him.
Yeah, absolutely nothing they can do to him. Even if they had some control like a Sprout, he just TPs out if needed.
Do still have action on the map, Emo. Yet again, contesting over a rune spot. This time around, he just gets
Oh, look at old 11, man. He's just living life. A good life. Top of the net worth. 1,000 gold ahead of Luna. It's just... Yeah. He's gonna get this Blink Dagger very quickly. That's when the game kind of opens up for Yakult's bros. They'll have Axe and Puck and Prophet just moving across the map.
Speaking of movements across the map, Echoes here with a big avalanche toss, not able to find the kill just yet. Instead, he ends up losing his support and he has to run away. Echoes, sorry, my friend, but I think your life is forfeit here. The question is, if anybody help him? Echoes, he's actually ticking out, but they can't commit onto him. They're all too low in the HP department. Ollie goes in, able to finish him off, but might die for this one. Top lane though, old 11. They want to try and punish him for being left all alone. They probably realize they're like, wait a second, guys, we've been brawling all across the map, but not really against the Axe. Let's just go kill this guy.
They utilized Overgrowth on top. They managed to take down the Axe. Luna just brings an insane amount of damage this early on, and Axe, yeah, you've got your Vanguard, but she's got Eclipse as well to work with. So two ultis utilized on top lane, but they did get him.
Eventually it's going to be harder to do that once he gets Blade Mail, but it was imperative to try and slow him down, given how well things were going for this Axe. And that kill also brought the Luna back to parity in terms of the net worth with this Axe.
Yep. And that's a big thing because he was really suffering in the lane, right? Like the laning stage for Luna, minute 5, minute 7 did not look that great. He's recovered. Like a lot of stacks are being... not as many stacks as the ones that Axe had, but still, he's finding some on the Luna.
We have 5 dormant curios in this game, so some fun neutral items coming in the future. No fun in the future for Ollie, as he's going to be spending the next 30 seconds in the fountain, contemplating life.
It's all because of Tiny. I feel like Echoes recognized his position in this game very nicely. He didn't go for some greedy, I'm gonna farm and just get my dagger and then move. No, he went for phases, soul ring, you know, this kind of a build that allows you to...
Managed to get the kill here with his team. They wanted to try go for Emo. Emo will die. Was looking for some immediate revenge on 7E. The last time that happened, 7E did die, but this time around, SRF was there as well. They have enough damage to kill off Emo.
Yeah, Emo is going for Witchblade as well on the pack. It's definitely the build, but he will need some defensive items. He's playing versus so many roots.
Top lane, speaking of roots, they could use one onto Ollie with the Overgrowth, but they're just going to pop the Eclipse instead. Nature's Prophet will be the first one to die off here. Not worth, dude. They TP'd in multiple heroes, had to use Eclipse. Maybe if they get the tower, then it does justify the move here.
Yeah, let's see. Bat will probably try to def it. They
just got the Axe Blink.
Yeah.
This could be big. He's the first one to have Blink on the map right now. Tiny's still in search of his own one. And the whole Tearlaments lineup is here pushing for this tier 1 tower. Okay, you definitely don't def this one. Let them have it.
And they have the blink on Max, but Brew does not die in a single blink. That's the way I see this draft is, yeah, sure, you have blink axe, but you don't have any burst damage after. Look at the heroes, like look at the supports. I feel like the biggest reason why that is bad support. He kind of does the same that you're doing. He wants to catch someone and slowly burn them down. No. Meanwhile, if you had some extra burst, you maybe would be able to kill off the Brew, but there's a blink on Tiny too. Let's see what Echoes can do.
They want to reveal it. Ollie, my hero, Ollie, gives up his life for the cause. Maybe not. Old 11 blinks in, catches two. Tiny and the Brewmaster. Brewmaster, though, able to get off the split. Lasso going out onto Echoes, but they don't have the follow-up damage. So Echoes is alive. TA TP'd in, hoping to try get rid of these Brewlings. They even call the Storm Panda, and they get it. Emo supplies the final right click, and they have the death on the Panda confirmed. ZZQ not going to be able to escape this one either. So they let the tier 1 tower go, but when their lives are threatened, they bring in everybody and they punish Tearlaments hard.
Now that was not worth it, for sure. Using split and not getting a single kill. It's a huge difference when you're not bringing Luna in these fights. Keep in mind, one of the nicest things about Brew in this game is that you can Cyclone Axe, right? Like you can put him in the air, but that was not utilized. I feel like he was a little bit too slow. And then he got called.
That fight also pretty much finishes off the TA Deso. So she has Deso with the D-Lance at the moment. And they finally got a tower, you know. That's been one of the big things about their constant skirmishing top, getting the tier 1 tower. They've done it on both sides of the map while Fly was pushing earlier. So whenever I see a Treant lineup starting to lose ground, it always strikes me with a bit of trepidation of, okay, what's going to happen next?
Yeah, and that's the most important tower, in my opinion, in the game right now. Like the tier 1 on top. It's right next to the Ancients, right next to the Twin Gate. Like tier 1 on top, tier 1 on safe lane and off lane basically are more important than the mid tower, the way I see it. It used to be like mid, the tower that you truly want to get, right? Like that's the one, but right now I don't feel the necessity of taking the tier 1 mid anymore as much as taking the outer towers.
I think it's because when they moved all these camps around, like you can lose your tier 1 mid and still have access to farming. It's not like the old days where if you lost tier 1 mid, you've just given up so much potential net worth as well.
It's also the access points, right? Like the Twin Gate. If you can imagine, I'm sure you can imagine it, but the Twin Gate basically moves. You have another midpoint in the map, I guess, right?
Speaking of mids, the mid laner for the side of Tearlaments is smoked up with 7E, and they want to try and find a kill bottom. Last time they blinked onto Ollie, it did not work out. This time around, they get the initiation onto Old 11. Bedlam is there. Do they have the damage? No. Gets off the call. Try to TP out. He's gone.
He's out.
What a god. Old 11, the neck god is here, baby.
Yeah, keep in mind that he's getting closer to the Blade Mail, so that TP was super important for Old 11. Once he gets the Blade Mail, pull that off.
Ollie. Okay, there's no way. There's no way. There's no way. All right. Okay.
Yeah, once he gets that Blade Mail, he'll be able to... If you jump him with 7E and you use your Bedlam, I feel like you might just die to the axe. Have to be careful.
Still only a 1k gold lead right now for the side of Yakult's bros. Tearlaments have been doing their best to keep this Luna as far away from the action as possible. And she's farming. Manta style, D-Lance not that far from being complete. And soon after we can start thinking about that BKB. Mid lane though, Echoes wishes he had a BKB at the moment as he's being rounded upon. There's going to be a very nice terrorize from 7E. Unfortunately, it didn't connect onto Emo. So Emo goes on the far side, kills off the Tiny, and draws out the Bedlam as well. 7E not going to be able to keep that going for too much longer. Old 11 just finishes him off right now with the Blink Core. SRF comes through with the Brewmaster split. This is still a very tough kill. So they're going to try yet again to go through these Brewlings. Here comes Luna. Eclipse has been utilized, but Old 11 doesn't get caught. He gets far enough away. Ollie even throws back the Wrath of Nature. All of a sudden, ZZQ is the one that's losing most of his HP, and he's going to die. Thankfully, it's going to be shared bounty as these disgusting creeps betrayed the heroes by stealing the kill. but it does not matter. That's still 3 down. That's still Roshan open because Fly has access to an AD rune. Okay, but they're not going to go for it. It's a bit too soon.
Wait, what exactly happened? How did Dire kill ZZQ? I was looking back.
Oh, creeps. They were like random creeps.
Yeah, but it says the Dire.
Did they just say the Dire?
Yeah. On
Wait,
my screen. On my screen, it says the Dire killed ZZQ.
Wait, what? Huh?
Why did they? What? I don't know. I feel so bad now because I was watching Broom going back. I was thinking about this item build or something. Well, in any case, they go into the pit. Luna's ulti was abysmal. That fight absolutely did nothing. Like, she just joined, used the ulti way too soon. Another fight in which Brew tried to use his ulti to kill off Axe. He dispelled the Glimmer nicely, but I feel like these rulings are just falling so quickly. And this is the same feeling I have. Like, I've been watching SRF play Brew, trying to figure out like how to play it myself. Let's see. ZZQ. The Dire.
I don't know. That looked like a creep lost it to me, but I don't know how it ended up with the Dire.
Yeah.
Oh well, that's
Yeah, there is no damage. Like, looking at the damage, there is nothing. Yeah.
What?
There's what's that? 11 damage right there. The blank one. That's the one.
The agent creep, bro. Agent creep.
Invisible creep shows up. It's the Ricky, man. The Dire Ricky. He shows up, backstabs the tree just before. Haha, got you. They're gonna smoke up though, even into the Aegis.
I don't know about this one because they have all their abilities back online as well for the side of Yakult's brothers. And look how disciplined they're being. They're all stuck together. The only one that's off map right now is Ollie, but you know, it's in Nature's Prophet, so he can do that easily. They even have a TA trap that can help get the vision after the smoke breaks. Let's see, will they blink back in time? They will.
Oh, they missed.
So far, they're good.
Well.
They go in. ZZQ reveals his blink, but Luna, she gets caught into the blade mail while she's using Eclipse. Erica needs to get the hell out of here, but there's also no follow-up. Fly was occupied with ZZQ. ZZQ now that he's dead, can't really do anything for the rest of his squad. Old 11 calling will end up dead thanks to the help of 70 and SRF, but it's not going to be worth it because SRF rulings are yet again going to find themselves getting cleaned up. They even commit the Dream Coil onto them. SRF, can he get out of here? Goes back into the blue form, but only into the waiting arms of Fly and the gang. And they will be able to finish him off.
Run, little bro.
There's no way, dude. There's no way. There's no way.
And with the Drunken Master, you know, he was trying to get away. Luna, by the way, at the moment she got called, she gave up on that fight. Moved through the Twin Gate, went down bottom. Erica just wants to continue farming. Understandable. I feel like the moment you get called like that, the team fight is done. You got baited, basically, just a debate. It was a nice attempt from Tearlaments, but also Tiny missed the blink direction. They didn't have proper vision as well to find the right targets. Yeah, nice attempt, but to win versus this Axe and this Aegis carrier on the TA, I feel like they need to have a perfect fight. It can't be scrappy.
Kind of an unfortunate place to find themselves in that corner where Axe could just hide in the trees and reinitiate later. HY's advice stays true through time immemorial.
Do you feel that these like rulings, they just die too quickly? And it's not only this game. I feel like in most Brew Master games that I'm watching or playing, I'm trying to get him buffed a bit, by the way. That's where I'm going with this. They just feel weak.
Yeah. I think it's because like the 20 talent is just so far away as this Brewmaster. Once you get there, it's not so bad, but yeah, it's a little bit too simple.
At that point, it's you utilize them in a completely different way. They're just a nuisance, you know. They are not truly like a huge. I mean, they are strong when it comes to pushing and using their spells, but at that point, I feel like it's too late. You either won or lost, I guess.
When you have to rely on 20 and be like, guys, don't worry, I'll throw on the Earth Panda to go siege high ground. I got this. It's not usually not a good sign.
Yeah,
Smoke up now.
With the smoke, yeah. Where are they going with it?
They were actually going the right direction. Erica was right in front of them. Unfortunately, they went a little bit too late. So they will miss the smoke onto Erica, and it looks like they're not going to be able to connect onto either 7E or SRF either. They're pinging bottom though, so they have an idea of where he's at on the Brewmaster.
Absolutely no one is showing on the map. That's the problem with this smoke. Like, there's a lot of dire wards on the map and they don't see a single hero. So they should know that this is coming their way. That's why they move up top.
What do you make of not going BKB on Luna? I can understand why. You're playing into Axe, right? It might not help at all. And you want to just tank up, get your Shivas, maybe some Butterfly later. But at the same time, there's still like some really terrifying ground targeted spells. What's your feeling of this?
I think it's the correct play. You're playing not only into Axe, into Bat too, right? So it's super annoying. Racking up armor into TA is usually the play. He's got like some lifesteal versus the Axe with Mask of Madness, and now he's going into Skadi for the TA. I don't mind the build. I feel like Skadi right now is one of the best items in the game. Once again, it used to be all right, but now it's back to being like S tier with the recent changes to the double ulti orb. So it's expensive as hell, but it's worth it.
Yep. Plus 35 stats. Kind of crazy.
Yep. One of the reasons why I think Nico is back, by the way, is Skadi.
What do you build on the hero now?
3 Skadis. that was my build when I was ranked 1. So why not do it again? And so far it's working. I think I won 10 out of 10 games with it. So,
oh, okay. Triple Skadi Gaming. The Skadi is not available just yet. However, they are still posturing around bottom, and we now see a smoke from both sides. They might end up meeting in the middle here. Both sides don't have the best vision of one another. So let's see who breaks the smokes first. Emo will break the smoke onto Luna. He actually just blinks in onto 3. He only gets a silence on the 2 though. Dream Coil onto the Tiny and the Luna. There's the Berserker's Call from Axe. He was up into the air. He didn't activate his BKB or the Blade Mail. Now he's all alone. Eclipse will be eaten to the face. He does finally get off the Blade Mail, but he's too low HP to keep this fight going, so he gets out. In the meantime, SRF had committed the Brewmaster split, got zoned away by Fly. So we have multiple ultimates being used, multiple heroes being threatened, but in the end, peace prevails as nobody dies.
Yeah, this was a beautifully symmetrical fight, by the way. Both offlaners using everything they've got, fighting off the full team. TA mid.
Oh, Echoes gets the catch onto the CA in the mid lane, but the lasso back onto Echoes. It was a debate from Fly. Echoes is still alive though. Yulsep kept him up a little bit longer and he stays alive. He's not dead just yet. Fly. Hoping to try and zone back. Erica is able to do so while we have lost 7E on the background. Old 11 also gets a double kill by dunking onto SRF. This Brewmaster just cannot catch a break in this game.
Yeah, the beginning of the fight wasn't that bad for Tearlaments, but I feel they got carried away. Peru and Dark Pillow didn't follow up what the rest of the team was doing, and that's falling a bit back. They went in, got punished heavily by Old 11 and the boys.
Well, on the back of that punish, now you're not just losing heroes' lives, you're about to have a tier 2 tower drop down to the floor as well. Honestly, Echoes, if not for the living armor, would definitely have died in that fight as well. It could have been much worse.
Yeah, he itemized nicely too. He went for the Shivas instantly after Blink Yules, so he's a bit tankier than your normal Tiny, especially in this game where armor is very necessary. I really want to see how these fights pan out after the Skadi on the Luna. She's getting there.
Yeah.
TA is actually going for MKB. Perhaps also anticipating the butterfly afterwards on the Luna, but it's also such a good item on TA, right? Like you see it. And he's playing into Brew, so you'll be able to actually kill him off.
I mean, damage and attack speed for TA with some additional pierce, that's some stuff that you want for sure. And in the case that Luna does decide to go for the butterfly after the BKB, you already got some coverage. Let's see, have we had any upgrades on the Axe Curio? He's keeping it, man. Look how patient he's being. Round 3, he's still chilling with it.
That's a boss right there. That's a boss move.
Baboka will be able to scout out that Roche is available. SRF just keeping things, the waves pushed in.
You know, Snare, I have this genius idea. All mine. He's going for Fury Cloak with Dormant Curio for all that return damage.
Ah, I see. Let's see if this pans out, if this wisdom comes to pass. As we do have a Roshan attempt. Tearlaments are in no position to contest this. They can start coming over, but the Luna is very far away. So just let this one go. Aegis, and now a Roshan's banner in tow for the Yakult Bratans.
Another one. 11k advantage as well.
Smoke up now by Tearlaments. They did just pick up a Manta style as well on SRS Brewmaster.
Yeah, and they have the Skadi completed, so they want to wrap behind. It's all about how they initiate without getting completely blown up by Axe. Look at Oli, just perfect positioning to break the smoke.
This is the second time he's done so, but they still get the connection out onto Fly. Echoes goes in first. The Shiva's already activated, as well as SRS ultimate. Fly falling very low. Glimmer Cape will be there, as well as a Lotus Orb, but they nonetheless have the damage. And he's in a very awkward position. This is not where you want to be. Doesn't even have the Hurricane Pack available. They hit him with the Eclipse. The Avalanche, everything goes down. They kill all Fly. Old 11 needs to flee as well, as he's eating too much right-click damage from the Luna as well as the Brewmaster. He's held in position, while on the same time, Emo's trying to assassinate Echoes, and he manages to do it. Shout out Emo, what a boss, making that kind of play happen. Somewhat salvages the fight, but it's still going to be a disaster as Baboka about to go down potentially in the pit. His Blink Dagger has been taken away. He's been revealed with the dust. SRF gets a double kill. And that is how you reveal the new Luna carry item.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like we're back to old IG. Emo, it's on you to carry this. Ain't working. Parasma on the puck. He's going for the Aghanims. Instantly queues it up. Yeah, Luna is a really big issue now for the TA. But what's also a very, very big issue is positioning. Like, she was so out of it. Right next to the tier 2 tower, no one is showing on the map. She gets killed off once. The secondary time, they did break the blink from Axe, even though he pre-BKB'd. That's what killed her afterwards. Also, what killed her is the Force Staffs. Like, Force Staffs were not used properly to get her to the low ground. She was stuck on the cliff. I feel like that's why he was moving next to the cliff, to get forced. But it's just... there's a Force Staff on Bat as well, but it just didn't get used there.
Ooh, I like this. I like this a lot. Disperser coming up for the Luna. This has honestly become one of my favorite carry items right now. You get a stupid amount of stats out of it. And the effectiveness in the fight, especially with the Luna, Moonglade is bouncing everywhere. We've already seen in this game in particular how much having mana in these fights can impact how you move in the next phase of the fight. So being able to take that away super easily at the beginning can make a difference. What can you purge here actually with this disperser? What's a good purge?
Anything. I mean, whatever you purge off of yourself or on someone else, it's good. I feel like I think the movement speed itself is good enough. By the way, the attack modifiers, they're not on glaives. They're only on the first hit, I believe. But in general, it doesn't matter as long as you're hitting the right target. It's really nice. It's also really nice to hit the TA with the Skadi and the Diffusal.
Tier 2 tower about to be pushed in right now by Tearlaments. They feel very strong with this Luna at the forefront of things. At least they take the Tormentor from the Radiant side. It goes the way of Baboka here. And they glyph this, but surely they're not going to come back and def this. Yeah, just let it go. Tier 2 tower taken away. They're going to at least try and make a trade with it from Yakult's brothers to try and take the Dire tier 2. But them pushing the tier 2 is much harder into ZZQ's tree.
Yeah, absolutely. It's harder to push and it's also harder to fight right now. They kind of botched their timing with that last Aegis being stolen away so cheaply. I like Tearlaments for me right now are in such a good spot that I don't even feel they need to do this. They don't need to force a fight. They could wait for the AC on Brew and just chill, get the disperser, get the AC. The only like joker on Yakult's bros like is the puck.
Hold that door, Emo. He comes in, he found the Dream Coil onto Luna as well as 7E. They assassinate 7E very quickly, and now Luna very far away from the rest of her team. Hurricane Pike away with the Eclipse going, but she gets held in position by Baboka. Flyfly though, trying to finish her off. He's really struggling, but eventually will be able to get there. The Luna goes down. They brought back on 7E, hoping to try and re-engage this fight. SRF, Cyclone up onto the Templar Assassin. She is caught inside the Bramble Maze. Bedlam on top of her, and Echoes ensures that she cannot go anywhere. 7E able to justify his buyback, getting the gold back off the corpse of 7 the Flyfly.
Yeah, 1,500 gold for the team, by the way. That's massive from the TA kill. Brambles plus Yules, man. What a combo. But yeah, Tearlaments, they stood next to the tier 2 tower. They gave away all of their positions. So this was a very simple attack from Yakult's bros. Keep in mind that this was also Diagonim's Parasma from the puck being put to use. He dealt the majority of the damage more or less in that fight, so he was the one that made all of that happen.
Echo's forced into using his BKB, and he's going to be able to get out. There was no lasso, unfortunately, from Baboka. The self-fuels able to keep Echoes alive there.
I really feel that we are transitioning a little bit right now from TA being the ultimate carry on Yakult's bros into Puck being the one. We spoke about mid laners being over glorified supports right now, but Puck is not. Puck can still scale extremely well. Even in like with level 25, it's nice, right? Even though it got changed, it's still solid, still nice.
What item do you want to see next on the Puck then to help supplement the damage? Just some straight Daedalus?
What else could he go for? I'm not sure, like Daedalus, there was a patch where you'd go for Mjolnir even, but Daedalus sounds nice, we'll see. Maybe a defensive item isn't that terrible for him as well. Even though so far he truly wasn't threatened in any of these recent fights.
Well, one thing about this TA, even if she's starting to fall behind in her carry potential, these TA traps still provide so much value on the map, giving a lot of vision. In fact, we just saw 2 heroes, Baboka and All 11, evade death simply by having the vision from those traps.
Yeah, absolutely. He queued up Mjolnir, by the way, so Mjolnir on him. Refresher is the next item on Axe. It's always nice, right, to have that double BKB, double blade mill, to be able to jump into the fights multiple times.
The one thing though is that because he is going for this offensive build, we're not going for the Shivas, the Lincolns, Shivas in particular. That does mean that when this Luna gets satanic, there is literally nothing you can do. If she's able to pop this and stand her ground, deliver in the fight, killing her, it just became mission impossible right now.
Is there anything, like, I'm looking at all the items, yeah, there is nothing. Considering she has no BKB, maybe Yules would have been good on someone. Just pop her in the air once she uses Satanic. Nature's Prophet is going for Hex, so that's going to be helpful. And he's
managed to go for a fight here. ZZQ and 7E, they did wander under some vision. There's going to be the Yules. Unfortunately, 7E sets himself up for a call. Old 11 able to get that dunk. Dead for a very long time. Should allow finally for Yakult's Bratans to finish off this tier 2 tower top. Or not, actually, they might want to go fight. They got a little bit of vision middle. They saw Echoes. They're thinking about it. Shivas activated by Echoes now. Batrider blinked in with BKB, but they blinked away. Unfortunate for Baboka there.
Yeah, that was really quick, the way they reacted. Plus, they moved on the high ground that was right next, and you cannot follow them up there. Like, there is just no friggin' way you go around the outpost. Let's see, what does he go for? He's been saving up forever? Giant small? Let's go, baby.
Another Curio? Let's go.
Another Curio.
Oh, all right. So you actually went for the outworld stuff. All right. Unleash Bronya outworld stuff. Okay. A full second of removal with the self exile.
Bro, this is like the weakest thing he could have waited for ever. Like the difference is, it doesn't even exist. Like look, the percentage phase is, yeah, whatever. Tiny.
Mid lane. Two heroes caught in the Dream Coil. Lots of damage done by Emo. The Hex from Oli revealed. But where was Fly? He's being zoned solo by SRF, so they couldn't get the right-click damage. SRF though gets called by Old 11. SRF forced back into his normal form. A lot of damage being eaten. Bramble Maze terrorized, thrown back in. Oni dies almost immediately. Echoes with his BKB also goes back in. Sets up for Luna to just come clean house. Old 11's been taken away. Fly's gonna die as well. Luna now with a double kill. And man, what a re-engage from Echoes. What a setup overall though by 7E with this Dark Willow.
Honestly, man, these fights look impossible unless Emo is just crushing and carrying you. And Emo can only do so much. He's a level 22 puck. Doesn't have that Mjolnir. Does have a Hyperstone at least right now, but the high ground will be pushed. They could get multiple sides. They have tier 2 only on top lane.
Oh boy. You might need to buy.
They might go troll.
It's gonna be.
Look at
Oh
this.
my god.
They're
They want to force these
buybacks.
Yeah. There's the one. It's not good enough. It's got to be the Fly one. We don't really care about the Axe. Axe jumps in, finds SRF, fuels immediately into the air though. SRF though still taking all the damage. He will end up dead. Bedlam has to be activated by 7E, but he can't bounce them back. Echoes ends up losing his life, buying back too. Old 11 does end up dead as Luna trying to chase down onto Baboka. Hexed into the air. Oli making sure they have control on the Luna. She's sprouted as well, giving heal to the Batrider, and now she's all alone and ends up dead. 7E on the outside of the base, forced into the Shadow Realm. They almost forced the dieback onto him once more, but they do force multiple buybacks. How many is that? My goodness, bro, they bought back on 4 heroes.
Well, they bought back on the other side as well. They want to end. There's no Axe. That was a dieback on Axe.
Here we go. 4 versus 5. Tearlaments, can they do this? They have it clipped coming back in 10 seconds, and now we're going on to Emo. Emo falling very low. The Terrorize, it will be there, but it doesn't connect onto Emo. Unfortunately, though, he has no way out. He dies without buyback available for himself. Yules into the air onto Fly. They toss him towards the Brewmaster Luna. He's able to blink away, but doing so opens up the space on the Ancient. They do pop the fortification. They're trying to fight through this. Fly with the BKB, hoping to at least kill off ZZQ. He can't even achieve that. Cyclone into the air, held in position. Oli about to die, but it doesn't matter. The Ancient falls. GG, well played is called, and Tearlaments secure game.
We've seen what a strong lane this is in the last match, so let's see if Yakult's bros can recreate it.
Let's see indeed. I'm just hyped, bro. I get to see an anti-mage game, no matter what the result is. I'm just going to be very happy to witness this.
Yeah. He carried the last game, and he's like, yeah, just give me AM. He's feeling it for sure.
What, so was he emulating Chenji Hao? Classic Hao. Give me anti-mage or I'll cut off my arm.
Classic.
Oh.
We should give heroes players names again. You know, like in Dota 1.
Oh yeah, I miss that.
Yeah, if it's SF.
It would definitely be burning anti-mage if that was the case. Some of the people in chat being like, who the hell are burning how Yafets? What are you guys talking about?
Some
Taking you back
Storm.
on a trip.
Yeah.
Oof. Yeah, man. Sumail Storm, Emo Void Spirit, Nisha Invoker. Some good stuff. Or Miracle Invoker, actually. I think Miracle Invoker was the next level one.
I put my boy Yapsor on the Invoker just for the lols. Cinder and Courier. I love you, Sind, if you're watching. No hate. He's been having a rough time in pubs. I've been watching him. He's been slowly losing his mind like everyone else.
Oh, are you even playing Dota right if you're not losing your mind? As we now are underway, having things unfold before us. This mid lane is going to be of extreme importance. Emo versus Echoes. Echoes obviously did a valiant job in the previous game. Emo will be hoping to surpass him here, and this is a pretty good game for this Ember Spirit. Not a lot of like hard disables for him, easy ways to move in and out of the fights.
Yep.
He can provide some damage and control. Emo should be able to pop off.
They have no catch, basically. They have no catch on the side of Tearlaments, so it's a free Ember game, and it's a free Ember lane as well. Like the lane is really good for him too, so it should be a really, really good game for Emo. We'll see.
On bottom, this is where Old 11 wants to have the most impact with himself and Baboka. They saw how this lane panned out in favor of Tearlaments. It's not as straightforward for them though, because they are playing into anti-mage. Last game it was a TA in this lane, so you dive her. If she's out of position, she will die every time. This time around there is an anti-mage. At some point he will have the blink, making it harder to hold him in place to kill him off like that.
Blink and dive, right?
Oh. Actually blinks forward this time around. Old 11 find his mana getting drained away.
He might be dead.
Erica though, he blinked
ZZQ.
forward. He didn't save it for the defense and he's actually gonna die. ZZQ comes back late with the blood grenade. Eventually discovers that actually we had the damage to maybe find this, but happens too late. Old 11 finds a double kill for himself and he is gonna die, but absolutely well worth it. You drew a rotation from the Prophet, you get the first blood, you get a double on the Brewmaster. That is how you start a lane. And Erica, my bad, bro. That was a Costa's curse. I didn't know you were gonna blink forward, my friend. That's my bad. That's on me.
That's not Erica's fault, though. Erica didn't know that ZZQ is just gonna dive out immediately. I didn't even know why. Like, this hero works best when he's hit a bit, you know? Like, you've got this dying light facet. If he just stood there and took the beating, he could dive out at any point, right? Like, you can get away at any point, but instead they just turn on AM and absolutely destroy him. Very unfortunate. That's one of the, like, if you did that in a pub, your teammate is probably writing some stuff.
I think the funniest part for me is that he came back afterwards with the blood grenade and he was like, wow, actually I still have a lot of damage.
Thanks for setting this up, AM. Carry feeding low. Mid lane. Nice
Mid
toss
lane
back.
Emo gets tossed back into
Sprout,
7E who had the vision. The Sprout ends up missing, but he's still dead. 7E able to chase him down with the right clicks. So, okay, 7E already doing some pretty good work to salvage this game. He was the one that went bottom to kill the Panda. He shows up mid to kill the Ember Spirit, sets up Echo for an even better time. You'd love to see it.
And you see that from ZZQ. Like, you can always dive out, even through the brambles. They connect, but you can still get away. They don't stop the dive. Yeah, AM had a decent start, and now he really is not. Like, they last picked this. I feel like the lane needed to go better to justify the pick. This is going pretty damn poorly for Erica. Only 8 CS, man. 8. This is yikes.
And you just keep playing up front into him right now. What's he really gonna do? I think one of the worst things about this is it's not like you're playing some Gyrocopter, some Luna, where you can say, well, I'll recover some of this gold by fighting. It's just not gonna happen as the AM.
Yeah, it certainly will not. There's a couple of players that are experimenting with different builds in AM, not even going for Battle Fury, just doing the Battle Mage kind of a build. We'll see if that's maybe an option
Ollie?
for AM.
Between Ollie and SRF, a lot of damage being spread between these heroes. Unfortunately, there's not enough to follow this up completely. So after all this harass, they just go back to things. And as badly as things are going for this AM on the other side of the map, Fly's game is going very, very well. He's basically free farming on the Lina.
Yeah. As expected, I would say this top lane is really strong. One thing that kind of surprises me out of all 3 lanes, now that the laning stage is kind of coming to a close, is mid.
SRF.
Tango.
SRF. One more Dragon Slave might get him, but 7E. The work continues from this Nature's Prophet. He puts in the Sprout that buys distance for SRF. Will he die for this is the question. Fly connects with the LSA, but he's underneath the tier 1 tower. The bonus armor will protect him.
Yeah, they needed a couple of extra seconds, and Snare was still on cooldown, so they couldn't get him.
So you were talking to me about some of these anti-mage builds. What's some of the new tech that you've seen?
I've seen some Vanguard builds. Like you go for Vanguard and you just start fighting. I'm not talking about the diffusal builds on offlane versus Medusa or anything like that. Just like Vanguard, Echo Saber, and you fight.
Oh, Emo gets killed by the support. 7E showing up once more to put in this work. Man, this guy, dog. This guy. He's been winning my love and admiration over the course of these qualifiers, honestly.
Yeah, and Emo in general, this mid lane. Look at Echo's last hits denies, 37 and 10. And he got 2 kills, 2 assists over the Ember. Mid lane tier 1 tower is being pressured as well. This lane has went much better than I expected. So mid lane going much better and bottom lane going much worse for Tearlaments. That's how I see it so far.
Of course, here in this bottom lane, Anti-Mage hasn't decided what he wants just yet. Has the power trades queued up. Old 11. He's just chilling, queuing up their Radiance. He knows that he's playing into a right-click carry, so absolutely no way he buys anything else except for this.
It's a little bit of a switch-up in build, as he did buy power treads. That's something that SRF did not do in the last game, so power treads into the double bracer. It's nice extra amount of mana and right-clicks into the Anti-Mage. And
the Anti-Mage is getting ganked right now. They're coming towards him. They saw him underneath the Observer ward here. But they don't have clean vision, so Emo just gonna go back to the mid lane, keep farming there. In the meantime, top they're gonna go on to Fly perhaps, but doesn't have level 6 on the Pangolier, can't find that kill.
Yeah, maybe at this point just pressuring Lina or protecting the Lina if you're Yakult's bros would be the better play, because she's having a really good time. AM is ruined already.
Poor Anti-Mage.
Oh, the Brambles, they connect bottom. This is a Q's dead.
They got him. No way out of this one, buddy. As Old 11 cleans him up, and they still can go back towards the tower. Emo, though, almost died in this mid lane. 7E once more plying his trade of assassination, but Emo able to escape this time around.
Yeah, this mid lane just went way too well for Tearlaments, for TT. Do you know what
yeah?
It's a bit scary. I just wanted to say that this lane went so well because a fat, big, tiny can actually make a huge difference in this game, especially versus Alina. She's very simple to blow up. And he's going for it.
Okay. Top lane, they're going for this Lina. They're coming through. 7E finds him with the vision. Echo is able to initiate with the avalanche. 7E. All right, you can't ban this guy's heroes. You might have to ban the player himself. TP'd perfectly. Good rotation from the rest of the team. And they should be able to secure the tower with this AD rune now as well.
Do you know what? Like killing Lina right now, it's massive because it opens up, like you said, the tower as well. Hunting the Anti-Mage, I feel like at this point it's just diminishing returns. You know, you probably aren't killing him. He will find some secure farm eventually.
Towers get traded. Like you mentioned, safe lane, off lane towers, the most important ones. So the map will start to open up a little bit here. For Emo, okay. Be careful, my friend. He's gonna go phase boots. Do you just go straight Mage Slayer here? Is this a Vessel game? What do you want to see from Emo?
I don't think it's a Vessel game. Unless he really feels this is like an amazing item right now, which I do believe is. But I don't think it's really a good Vessel game for Emo. Mage Slayer is nice.
We'll bottle up an Arcane Rune right now. Still does feel a little bit too soon to fight for the side of Yakult's bros. They need the level 6 on Ollie to be available. And maybe a little bit more time farming on this Lina. She is about to pick up her Maelstrom. Just needs to finish off this Mithril Hammer. And I don't think they'll be able to... But they're trying to gank her before she gets there. Echoes is here. He runs forward, finds them with their phase boots. Oh, misses the toss back. 7E came through, actually landed the Wrath of Nature, but might die for this now. Fly hit him with the Laguna Blade, but didn't have the follow-up right clicks and didn't have enough control. So close, man. Fly was almost dead if that toss connected.
Yeah, he's the easiest kill on the map right now. Like, literally for Radiant, Lina is the easiest kill. And that's why they're trying to harass her so much. Which does make sense. She's going to become a really big problem after the Maelstrom is picked up. The farming speed just racks up.
You see a smoke right now. Emo and Baboka want to be able to involve this Ember Spirit back into the game. Heading to the south side. Erica is right in front of them, right underneath an Observer Ward as well. There's the Roots, there's the Terrorize, and that should be a kill. Nice sprout from 7E. Buys the time for Erica to be able to blink out to safety. Emo wasn't able to find him with the Sleight of Fist. 7E will die for this, but hashtag worth, baby. This man is putting on a clinic here in game 2.
Yeah, very nicely done. Saves the ultimate Fly on top, though.
Oh, Fly.
Can he get
SRF does have roll. He's gonna go for the roll right now. Fly, how good is your juking, my friend?
Oh, that's
Juke
good.
number 1. Okay. He's got him. He's good. Fly, God.
Actually, nice jokes right there. Like, he needed +1. If 70 was up, that's 100% killed. He even scans, by the way. He scanned the top corner to see if Lina is farming, so he TPs and finishes her off.
Oof. That's unfortunate. How far is this Battle Fury, bro? Holy beast. He's got the cornucopia. He still needs 2,500 gold to get it.
It's very far. It's ridiculously far. He's just not finding anything.
I need to go check some stats, man. I want to see when he gets it. Let's say from patch 730. Let's see how slow it is relative to all anti-mage games since then.
You know, I talked about diminishing returns, but this is actually playing out really nicely for Yakult's bros. They're not letting him farm at all. And the worst part is, like, he came mid to try and maybe get a creep wave, and Tiny and Phoenix just shove it off. They shove the lane out, so he can't get anything. Goes back to the
still stalking him right now.
Yeah.
Ali has Song. They're gonna just use the Bedlam onto ZZQ, force out the Supernova. Emo will show up. They're so skittish. They actually could have killed that egg, but they don't know who's behind. They don't have the perfect vision, so don't take the risk.
Yeah, that was a difficult egg to hit. The two heroes actually got connected on by the Fire Spirits. They can maybe kill him.
Okay, this time around, 7E is not here to bail him out of trouble, so this time around, Erica will indeed die. Old 11 on a killing spree, and that almost completes his Radiance, actually.
Yeah, Fly with the Maelstrom mid. Echoes.
Smoke up. They have the backup coming in to try and bring down Fly, but Emo is here as well, but Emo's already out of mana. Shadow Realm hit will kill off Emo, or Fly, excuse me. Ali Song trying to just bail Emo out. Emo will be able to leave, but Fly, he goes down in exchange for Echoes' life. Considering how that fight started initially, I guess you're okay with this, and given how much gold Echoes has, but if you can take the follow-up, then you're ecstatic. And they are indeed going to be able to find SRF, catch him in the Bramble Maze, kill him off with the Bedlam damage, and that is a successful skirmish on behalf of Yakult's bros.
Yeah, perhaps a little bit too much from him to go for the tier 2 there and stick around. It does give some space to the anti-mage, who 14 minutes in does have a tango, by the way, to work with, so he's 6-slotted basically.
6-slotted anti-mage with a tango, bro. Oh, that's
Never
funny.
mind, he used it. No longer 6-slotted. Yeah, it's just such a hard game for Erica, you know, like, I expected it to be bad after the laning stage and the way it went, but not this bad. He's just finding nothing on the map. Oli?
Oh, it does manage to break the smoke onto Echoes. That should give them information towards Fly. No! He stuck around for one more camp. Blizzard, this always happens to carry players. Maybe they can re-engage though. They have the Brewmaster split. They also have Egg on the other side though, and no Song on the Naga Siren. There's going to be the split going towards ZZQ. Can they blow him up before the Egg comes out? No, they cannot. So the Supernova will counter the Brewmaster split. Avalanche actually almost caught all of the Brewlings. That could have been scary. And in the back, like you say, 7E finds himself on the far side from his team. Emo kills him with a smile on his face. He's like, that's revenge for the laning phase, fam.
Yeah, the biggest winner of that whole fight is Anti-Mage. Like, he's finally finding some space and farm. Lina might try to actually get him. Look at Fly. Old 11 dies, but look at bottom. Fly.
Fly connects with the LSA. There's the Lacuna. There's the right clicks. But it's not enough. Erica able to get out to safety.
He tried going for that kill.
Echoes might try something here. He sees Emo and Braboka. Oh, both of them in the perfect position for the double avalanche toss. 7E comes in as well with the Sprout. Emo is gone. The Sunray is going to bring Braboka down low, and they take him out as well. Oh, man. Echoes in the right place at the right time, able to punish Yakult bros.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but this is so sloppy from Yakult's bros. The game looked almost impossible to, let's not say lose, but impossible to give away this amount of an advantage, especially with AM just not being a hero at all. And they had other lanes going well for them, but they found some very cheap, easy kills. I feel like the Bruce split on top lane was also very wasted. Like, to try and go for a Phoenix that has an egg, you're basically trading ult for ult, but your ult is way more valuable, like higher cooldown, I believe, as well.
Well, Yakult's bros need to figure out some way to get themselves back in, and they're gonna go for the good old faithful gank Anti-Mage, pressure him, make his life miserable. They'll find ZZQ first, and there is no Supernova, but there's also no disable, so he just dives away. They get zoned a little bit back by 7E with the Wrath of Nature too.
Yeah, he was absolutely fine. He had Pavis as well. They might still go on him though. Second
He's got egg now though. Yeah. Let's see, can they do it? Nope, egg does come out. They're all gonna hit it though, and this time they happen.
I feel like he panicked a little bit. He had just enough time to use Fire Spirits on multiple heroes, but he only connected on one, and it's level 1 egg. It still dies. On the bright side, Battle Fury is complete. It's flying out any second now.
Oh man, dude, if Erica carries this game, I don't know, man. Ollie running away from the Naga Siren, but he has some help with Fly coming in. Unfortunately, Echoes is right behind 7E. Catches them with the avalanche toss. Erica gets a big amount of weight. He kills the enemy carry. He outplays him. Gets a big burst of gold in the process.
Yeah, with the contribution right there, carrying the game on the Anti-Mage. You know what? Like the battle is Omega lane. It's going to it's minute 19. Right? That's 1850. It's all about the relative carry, though, right? Like, if the enemy Lina is doing just as poorly, it doesn't really matter when your Battle Fury is up. And honestly, Lina had a fantastic laning stage, but has just been picked off constantly afterwards. He has 4 deaths on the Lina.
Oof. Especially considering how well the laning phase was going. That's a bit terrifying.
She's a very volatile hero, and I see that very often. Like, you need to... It's a glass cannon hero, right? Like, everyone knows exactly that. And you need to have vulnerability item on the mid KD, perhaps, mid-lane.
Emo's getting gone on here. They're trying to burst him down. With the help of Braboka, though, they get through 7E first. So they set that up quite nicely. Curse Crown will also stun up this Tiny. Emo is thinking about it, but his team is pinging him, being like, brother, you have 200 health. Please go home to safety.
Yeah, he has to play the min-max game. That's just the player that he is.
All right, Blizzard, trivia question. Since 7.30, right, there have been 501... Hold on, I'll tell you now. Echoes getting gone on here in this mid lane. Can they bring him down? They have the Bedlam back available again. No, Roshan! No! It actually saves Echoes a little bit longer. Will he actually end up dead? He does, but he drops an avalanche before he goes out onto Ollie and Old 11. They force out the song. This can buy them some time to reset this fight. Brewmaster Split is available. They see ZZQ. They end up losing out, though, the life of Braboka. But ZZQ will pay for this one with his own. That Roshan almost grieved the entirety of Yakult's bros. Old 11's going forward. He still has ultimate though. He will pop it now. Going towards SRF. The Pangolier has a boulder hurled at his face. Tries to swashbuckle away. But Emo says, I've got slight chains, buddy. You ain't going nowhere. They surround him and they should be able to kill him off. Nicely done by Emo.
Yeah, they're hunting for more Old 11 with a Storm Panda, but won't be able to find anything extra. Very good fight from Yakult Bros, managing to just force out a couple of spells very defensively. Echoes was way out of position. Even with that toss, I feel like that toss wasn't even that great. Maybe he could have tossed him in the other direction and then he lives. But still, when I'm talking about toss, I'm not talking about tiny toss, the Roshan toss.
Roshan, yeah.
The troll.
That was actually so funny. So one of the things I noted about this fight as well is when they're able to just separate the Phoenix away from the rest of the fight with these brambles, it just feels super, super difficult. Like they kind of need him to have maybe a mobility item at some point on the Phoenix so that doesn't keep happening to him.
You can dive through, but Erica just using Mana Void on the Ancients right now. He's actually top 2 net worth. This man has recovered. Like, he has recovered insanely.
Oh, he might die here, though. You just cast this curse to the Blizzard. What have you done? He gets caught. They're going to surround him. And do they have the damage for this? Curse Crown will be there. It stuns him up. Emo's chasing him. He's underneath the tower. Does have the bonus armor. But they have what it takes to kill him. Thank you, Lizard, for the caster's curse onto Erica.
Yeah, my pleasure. My pleasure. Anytime.
So here's a trivial question, right? Since 7.30, there have been 501 games of Anti-Mage where he has bought Battle Fury. How many of those games do you think that Battle Fury came later than it did in this game?
Later than this game. How many games did you say?
501 games.
I'll say 100 times.
100 times? You would be wrong, my friend. The Battle Fury has only been purchased 14 times slower than this.
Damn,
so it's the 15th slowest Battle Fury. Yeah.
It was really slow. I'll give you that. It was really damn slow. But on the upside, on the bright side, for Tearlaments at least, they have a lot of utility. Like Solar Crest on Phoenix, Crimson on Pango, which I don't know how effective it is, as they have a built-in Dispel on the other side, but still, you have a Sprout too to work with, so a lot of small little things that add up and make the Sentimage a little bit stronger and tankier. Later on, at least. Right now, he's still not ready to fight. He will be completing the Manta shortly. On the other side, how's the Lina looking? She's got Mjolnir and Dragonlance, so still very susceptible to being blown up in these fights. Oh, Erica.
Anti-Mage. Oh my goodness. You know, whenever you play Anti-Mage and you like to watch your own replays, you just get such a thrill when you see these moments. You just finished a camp right before the gank arrives, and they have absolutely no way to catch up to you. It feels so good.
Yeah, they were even hiding the courier. They weren't showing. They did everything right. Like, Oli was hiding the courier with the Force Staff. He didn't want to reveal his position. The only problem for Yakult Bros with the smoke is they weren't showing on the map. Like, nowhere. And the Radiant wards are really deep, so they kind of knew the smoke is coming their way.
I'm gonna come back and try to just kill off this tier 1 tower mid. They don't have Fly with them for the easy long-range attacks, but Emo and Old 11 will put their bodies on the line. Should be able to bring it down.
Yeah, when it comes to Qualifier...
Echoes wants to restart the fight here. There's a Bramble Maze right behind him. He needs to be careful. Terrorize doesn't come out just yet as SRF rolls with the Rolling Thunder. Looking towards the Naga Siren. He wants to stop the Song of the Siren occurring here. Naga, though, still gets it off. There's the spell. Terrorize gets missed, so there's some anti-synergy. And the roll happened. They actually kill off Oli. The Supernova gets protected now by the rest of Tearlaments. It will explode, stunning up Emo and SRF. They've already brought down Emo. The TP attempt from Fly succeeds. But let's see if the Brewlings will be able to escape here. They're chasing them down. Echoes has the bead onto the Flame Brewling. He destroys it. The rest of them are going down slowly but surely. Old 11 comes back only to find his death. 3 heroes go down. What a team fight for the side of Tearlaments, which will be rewarded by a Roshan as well.
Straight into the pit. That was a beautiful fight. They clutched it out, min-maxed. Pangolier. And you know what I really like about Tearlaments? They understood the assignment now. They know exactly who they needed to go for in these fights. Like, ignore the losing ones and just go for the supports. They went for the Naga, most importantly. She was so close to surviving with the Song of the Siren, but Pangolier, as he's going out of the Rolling Thunder, he uses Shield Crash and Swashbuckler and kills her off. Like, that was absolutely insane clutch. And then the Sprout on the egg was even better, so that they cannot hit the egg. 70 just blink out of his mind together with the Pango. Look at this.
Oh, so sick. Actually, perfect team fight here from them. The only way it gets better is if they can stop this TP out from the Lina, but can't ask for much more.
Yeah, that was really great. Really cool plays from them. When it comes to Yakult's growth, I guess they need the BKB. BKBs really solve a lot of their issues. Once you get them, like, you don't care about the Pango as much. You don't care about the egg at all. So you can just blow it up. Top lane, fly. Oh, he TPs.
Gets us. Dude, you know you're talking just now about how deep these wards are. Look at this next ward that ZZQ's just planted down. This signals their intent of how they want to play this game. Just continually choke them out as soon as they show on the map. Like, the mobility of these heroes is something that they've really been struggling to deal with from Yakult pros. How quickly they can just sweep over to you when they have a glimpse of vision on top of you. Like this, for example. Look at this. They just immediately show up bottom to Old 11. 70 is here as well. Old 11 does have the split. Emo is here as well. He might be the priority target. Erica, he's shown up as well. They're looking towards Emo. He zips away at the last moment. So he will stay living. Erica, though, as he gets out, Echoes wants Old 11. They force out the song. But unfortunately, SRF already got out the Rolling Thunder. He barely misses to cancel out the TP of SRF. That's so unfortunate. Let's see if this TP will succeed from the Dark Willow. It will not. Echo drops the Avalanche. SRF drops the damage. And they get the kill, but it could have been so much worse for Yakult's pros.
Absolutely. Such an unfortunate Rolling Thunder. No vision right there. So he makes a left turn instead of just going straight. Like, just 1 second more of going straight and he probably breaks the TP from Brewmaster. Still though, it feels like this game is in a very good spot right now for Radiant. 4K advantage, going into the Butterfly next on the AM. They don't even have to force fights. I feel like they can just farm.
We do see that there are double BKBs that have emerged from the side of Yakult's bros. Lina and Ember Spirit finally have those available. So the next fight could be more favorable for them, but right now, it's Tearlaments who are controlling everything. Anti-mage, bro, net worth leader in the game.
Top lane, 70.
He seems like he's fine.
Chilling, just TP out. He's tanky enough, right? And the BKB
bro,
is
he
forced.
has a BKB Spirit Vessel on 7E Nature's Prophet.
And the shard, by the way, as well, which was very useful through the match. Like, he's been using it. That's the first item that he bought even after the urn. So really cool. Lotus on Phoenix, just Omega defensive on the supports, but it's really paying off.
Lina, of course. Echoes gets a catch. It's Ollie and Fly. Ollie about to get bursted down. 7E with his BKB TP'd in, but Ollie got out through the trees. Finally does burn down. And now the Supernova is on the high ground. Unfortunately, Emo chases it. They take it out with the help of Fly, but Fly dies for that one. Echoes now hoping to try and deal with these rulings of Old 11. With the help of Erica and SRF, they should be able to do this. But they need to be careful about Emo's presence in this fight. They're not going to overextend themselves. They've already gotten the big target. Constant both supports, but definitely worth it.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool plays. Echoes initiating, forcing Ollie back, making Lina 50% HP just on his own before the BKBs are used. And also keep in mind that Egg, if he was very unfortunate, he tried to put it on the high ground. Dark below.
Echoes? falling very low. Unfortunately, they just don't have the punch with these heroes. They need the Lina. Old 11 will show up though, and that will provide the additional assistance. Now, SRF goes into the roll-up. He's gonna get dragged in by the ensnare, and this should kill him off. 7E TP'd in, but can't really supply much assistance here. So 2 cores picked up. Yakult Bros not allowing themselves to get completely outpaced. They're still fighting in this game, and they're still chasing. They want 7E. They know that his buyback is still on cooldown. Emo catches him with the searing chains, but the dive forward is going to be happening from this Dark Willow with the Bedlam. Popoka secures the kill. ZZQ needs to get out of here as well now. He does not have a supernova, but Erica on the backline assassinating this Dark Willow. Curse Crown will stun up the Phoenix. That just allows Emo to retreat to safety.
Yeah, Erica actually went into the backlines first. He went for the Brew, but didn't manage to kill him. And Aegis now will be reclaimed. These kills, by the way, those were freebies. I feel like from Tearlaments, so far they played the game very nicely, considering what the lanes looked like. But those kills were just free kills for Yakult Bros. They gave some away. Maybe lack of concentration, but Anti-Mage goes top. The rest of them, they go bottom. They instantly get punished. Erica had no way of connecting quickly enough, and maybe feeling themselves a little bit too free for the state of the game. They were only 2k up. This is still anybody's game.
You did see that butterfly emerge on the anti-mage, so that fly on this Lina right now is opting to go for the Silver Edge after picking up the Chrysalis. So it's going to be some time before we have an MKB mid lane. They would potentially want to kill off ZZQ, maybe force out the Supernova. The ensnare was there, and there's the Nova. They do jump now onto Old 11. The Brewmaster gets tossed back. Echoes, hello?
They're making some crucial mistakes right now.
And now they're going to punish them. Yakult Brothers find a good opportunity. They want the Frambo Fly blows up ZZQ here. Echoes realizes he needs to get away from this fight. SRF though, getting reeled back in. Right click down by Fly. 7E. He's posting up against the Lina. Gets demolished for his efforts. And now Ollie puts in a Song of the Siren. They're buying some space and time. They catch out Erica inside the ensnare. He doesn't have a BKB of his own. Can he get out of here? Echoes, massive avalanche on the back lines of the fight. They might actually be able to control Fly long enough. They end up losing ZZQ. Evo, wonderful searing chains drop onto the anti-mage, enabling Fly to throw in the right clicks from long range. The turret Lina is still alive at the end of this fight. It's a full team wipe. Yakult Brothers are coming back into this.
It's not a full team wipe, it's a full team wipe plus 2 diebacks. This is... What the hell did I just watch? That was the craziest series of chokes that I have seen in a long time. Damn. So unfortunate for Tearlaments, but Yakult Bros are very happy to take that one. The toss back first and foremost on the Brew. I don't know, was that a mistake? What happened? Because the Brew was most certainly dead in the Rolling Thunder. Like they had the amount of control needed. And then like 7E just uses BKB, runs in, dies. Anti-Mage joins in way too late, and because of him joining in, I guess they make some... they used the 2 buybacks, but they had no spells with the buybacks. They went from 2k advantage to 10k disadvantage in a matter of 1 team fight. That was crazy.
Nah, okay, we've got a lull in the action. Nah, production gang, we need to see that one again. We need to see that one again. That was insane stuff. The game being, like you said, 2k in their favor for Tearlaments. Now you have a lane of racks just gone from the map. Your anti-mage dropped down 2 positions in net worth. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, this was one of the biggest, like this toss back. Look at Old 11, he's on no HP, 10% more or less. He most certainly dies if they catch him. If he's just tossed in the air and Rolling Thunder connects again, maybe roll out, you know. Look at where AM is, like he's on the outskirts. He doesn't really want to go, and then 7E just pops BKB, moves in, baits them, I guess, to go on him. The attempt was like, okay, we buy back, we go on Fly, but the song is a complete reset, of course. Yeah. And then he's just controlled out. You have no spells remaining. It was a nice attempt with the tosses back in to keep them controlled, but the mana void as well, by the way, I think it got used on a full mana hero, so didn't really help out all too much as well.
Also, oh my goodness.
That's a grab your hair kind of a moment right there.
Yeah. Oh, that's a tough one, guys. To make matters even worse, at the end of that fight, they just picked up the AC right now on the Brewmaster. Oh boy.
It's also a very big item on Oli. He has Aghanims. Keep in mind that it breaks now, so it gives you a break. It's really nice. I think it just got added, right, like in the last patch, if I'm correct.
I think so, the new one, yeah. The update at least. Also, speaking of Oli, you were mentioning, you know, one of the really good fights that we saw from Tearlaments in that same position we saw the terrible one now. When they killed Oli first, things looked so much more solid for them. And in this situation, yeah, they failed to kill all 11, but you could see in that replay that they sort of forgot about Oli. They were not focusing this Naga Siren. So when that song came, they were completely unprepared to deal with it.
Yeah, they didn't respect, they definitely didn't respect the song reset. Like they're actually behind now. 9k behind, ages behind. They need to find ways for this anti-mage to get another item. And he is queuing up the basher. It's a massive power spike for AM, of course, but I feel like that throw was maybe a little bit too hard to come back from. We'll see.
Whew.
They made things interesting for sure.
Look at that graph. Damn. Looks like your holdings if you decided to buy Tesla stock last year. It's tough.
Yeah, how do they approach this? I feel like Lina is still killable. Can they do it twice though? Fly.
Fly is showing. He does have an Aegis. They're gonna go on it. Echoes tosses him back towards Erica. Erica though, the LSA hits him after he mantas. And there's gonna be the Song of the Siren. Resetting this up. Terrorize gonna fly through, coming from Baboka, connects onto Echoes. They want to try to bring down 17 first. Fly, right clicks him down. The Laguna out onto this Tiny. They need to flee. They have a Supernova to buy protection, but this is a retreat tool than anything else. Emo go very far forward, having all his mana points away. The massive mana point kills him off. It also threatens Baboka's life, who's able to blink back thanks to the Ghost Scepter. In the meantime, Fly was at the very least able to clean up 7E. So that's 2 kills for them, but they lose Emo in the process. At the very least, they also get the tier 2 tower. That's not too bad.
He could maybe even still buy back. They have a remnant here. They have split still. Yeah, he's buying back.
No buybacks available on any Radiant heroes right now. 60 seconds in the grave for the Prophet, 30 for the Pangolier. And this tower, it's about to join them, and there's no recovery plan. Echoes was thinking about doing something wild here from the backlines. He blinks out though, TP's away. Okay, he's safe.
Barely, yeah.
Fly though doesn't get distracted, focuses on the racks and picks up a second side for Yakult's pros.
It's a little bit of luck now for Radiant. Of course, they have the tier 2 on bot lane, so no mega creeps available. They should have at least another fight. And you could see what their idea was. Let's just jump the Lina and blow her up. She's still a very squishy hero. Unfortunately for them, they couldn't really accomplish that. They tossed her but didn't avalanche, so the initiation was kind of botched. Nice little moves from Old 11 as well on the left side of that fight, just breaking things apart and not allowing them to smoke and jump the Lina altogether. Maybe some sort of a play to go for Ember next fight because he doesn't have a buyback.
I don't know, man. It's still tough. You still have to worry about the song breaking things up. That's one of the big concerns that they haven't really been able to address since they killed her off all that time ago. I mean, Oli only has 3 deaths this game. In position very, very well on this Naga.
Yeah, 0-3-21. He's been involved in almost all the kills. Dark Willow as well is massive now with the Hex, with the Blink. Like, yeah, the advantage is 15k, so everyone is a problem. When you have this amount of gold, everyone is a problem. You need to find a way of dealing with every single one of these heroes. ZZQ
Here's the Blink Hex revealed onto ZZQ. They should be able to take down the Phoenix. No. Supernova gets forced out though. And their cooldowns are much shorter than the Supernova, so they're still happy with that.
Absolutely. You force out the egg and now you go bottom. The tier 2 towers should be more or less free, I believe. What's the Aegis timer like?
We still have 1 minute 10 seconds. So Fly still chilling. Do you like the Silver Edge here to break the counterspell? Oh, speaking of, Erica is being stalked right now. If there was an actual full Silver Edge, Fly might have tried for it. He even swapped in the BKB. Let's see, last seconds of invis, 4-star forward. Oh, nice blink away by Erica.
And Babuka is still around. If Antimage tries to go on Fly because of 7E perhaps connecting. You see,
Okay, he's revealed. They're gonna try, go for it, but Fly dies too quickly. The Terrorize will eventually come out from Baboka with the Bedlam as well as the Hex. The LSA though, it misses. Fly can't kill off 7E either. He was sprouted in position. Fly though, now just right-clicking into the Anti-Mate. The Song of the Siren has helped him out so much. Erica went too far forward. Echoes TPing out, barely able to escape as his BKB covers the final moment of the teleport. They also catch up to 7E, who also barely escapes. But Erica blinked forward, trying to find that kill, gets him killed instead.
I feel like when you're in this kind of a situation, you need to make these crazy moves. And unfortunately for them, they don't have a buyback on Ember. He needs 170 gold. Are there any bounties that they can pick up? No, none of them on the map. This is... At least the bot lane is sort of pushed out a little bit, so...
Yeah, that's
Actually,
true, but there are creeps middle. There's creeps middle, so they can still get megas. Okay, you want a crazy plays, my friend? You've got smoke up by Tearlaments inside the base. They understand the danger they're in right now. They're trying to get maybe a backstab onto Yakult's bros before they're ready, but they don't have that positive vision that they had earlier in the game to help make this move.
Exactly, and Lina is so far back. Fly did buy out, by the way. He just bought travels so that he can rejoin his team on bottom. I feel like this is a bit dangerous. Let's see. Old 11 might just split push, right? Yeah.
You've got the bonus HP on the Bruling, so just throw in the Demolish from the Earth Bruling on the high ground. Emo putting in some pressure as well. He has a BKB and a safety remnant plopped down. Very hard to go onto. Tier 3 tower now taken, but at the very least, Anti-Mage is about to respawn. The Lina is not here, nor is the Dark Willow, so that push will end.
18k advantage, and this game still kind of feels doable for Tearlaments. It's very unlikely, but I feel like they could take a fight. They managed to kill off Lina top lane so quickly with only 2 heroes, so if they jump her with the BKB from AM and now the Basher that he's got, she's killable.
To be fair, in that situation, she did miss like all of her spells. And then she was like, well, okay. Kind of put her in a bad place.
That's true.
But yeah.
Yeah. When you miss your spells, it's usually not the best place to be in.
A man who's not been missing though is Old 11, who has now picked up an Octarine core for himself. So basically permanent uptime on the Blue Master Split. Good luck.
I love this. The Zune Bloodright on Baboka as well. Like all of his spells are basically one way or another AoE, so it helps out a lot.
Smoked up right now by Yakult bros. They've been in this game long enough. Also very funny. Guess what Old 11 has? This time he has the Pirate Cloak. He understood the assignment.
Yeah, this time he got it, but unfortunately for him, he doesn't have
Does nothing.
Yeah.
Doesn't have the upgrade. No Dorman Curio this time around. He will just split though just before Echoes arrive. Baboka will be the one thrown back and killed off. No buyback available for him. Old 11 needs to get out of here as SRF with the Rolling Thunder trying to cover the back edge of the fight here. They'll just zone away one of the lost Brewlings. He'll go back to the Storm Panda once all is said and done. But they hold. That is the important thing.
Yeah, they tried blocking him. They tried blocking him out. Oh, that was... Oh, they were so close. So basically, that could change long time ago. You cannot choose, I believe. You know, you can cancel it early, but you always go into the Earth Panda, right? If it's alive. So he needed to kill off the Earth Panda under the fountain. That's why they were body blocking it. Like 3 heroes trying to body block the Earth Panda as it's going into the fountain. And he barely manages to get there on time.
Radiant are scanning.
I think that's how it works. I might be crazy, but
I believe you're correct that it is always the Earth one, yeah?
Radiant are scanning.
yeah.
Emo being hunted right now, but lack of vision. They did scan. I believe it's triggered. It's gonna. Oh, just that's so unlucky. It expired right before he moved back in to re-trigger it. Oh, that's just bad luck.
Yeah, so basically the state of this game right now is Yakult's bros, they can do the same thing again and again. Just pop that primal split and go bottom. Try to go for the ranged axes and then the melee. Brew can even do it on his own. He's getting really close to level 25 and it's quite of a big power spike as well for all 11. Out of the other 25, who do we have? We have Anti-Mage and Demon, right? Nice little crits.
Her right click damage is kind of insane. Like we have the blink range on the AM, but we have Serrated Shift, Daedalus. With the Silver Edge, at some point will be complete. Mina hits hard. And here we go. Time to do the annoyance again. This time around, though. What can you do? The thing is as well, like, even if this doesn't work at getting the buildings, right, it's keeping Tearlaments trapped on this side of the map. They can't really explore anywhere else.
Yeah, I expected him to go for the range axe because that one is unhealable, so you could go and hit it instead, but okay. He went for the melee.
They come with an initiation potentially. Rosh is up, they see them. They could fight this indeed. Shiva's coming in from Echoes, he initiates the fight as SRF follows this one up with the Rolling Thunder. Sadly, the target they're on right now is the Brewmaster. They don't want him. They want an easier one. Outworld Soft, though, protect on the far side of the fight, 7E, as he BKB TP's out. So they have utilized Rolling Thunder. They were not able to find the jump that they were looking for. That's a bit tough. Can they keep this fight going? What do you think? Should Yakult Brothers still stay in the pit?
AM is it?
No, AM. Went up on the high ground, almost killed off Baboka, couldn't bring him down in the end. There's the Shadow Realm, and worse yet, there is the Song of the Siren. The Naga forces out the BKB from the Tiny. Erica blinks right back in, looking for somebody to bring down. Emo's right next to him. Old 11, focusing first onto ZZQ, he gets him. And now Fly LSA lands onto Erica with the Terrorize as well. They've gotten the Anti-Mage down. Next to follow is SRF. And 7E can do nothing but join them in the grave as he loses his life too. They almost burst through Baboka that could have set up a numerical advantage in that fight, but he stays alive by the skin of his teeth and they turn it all around.
Yeah, he manages to stay alive. He had the Ghost Scepter as well to just, you know, bail him out of jail, but there was no follow-up to Anti-Mage. That's the problem. Like, he jumps in, he's got this crazy good blink with the plus 200 blink cast range talent on level 25, but there's no follow-up. So he goes in, Tiny is not around, he's like 3 seconds too late. Cinderbrew applying fear is massive talent, by the way.
I've had force from 7E. Yeah. I don't think, listen, I understand your plight, Erica, but you have to buy, my friend. Echo going in, gets himself hexed though. LSA will be there as well. Fly not putting in the right click damage just yet. As Anti-Mage now returning to the fray. Emo, he knows his BKB is about to expire, so he needs to be careful. 7E literally jumped into the LSA, gets blown up for his efforts. Echo suffers a similar fate as he found a Bramble Maze at the end of his blink. Neither of them have buyback. This game is over. GG, well played is called. We are going to game 3 here in the lower bracket final.
Dude, what a roller coaster this game of everything, of emotions, of throws, of crazy plays.
So the game is rinsed in one way or another. I think mid-game team fights are going to determine a lot, and they're going to be insane from both sides.
Yeah, both teams have got what it takes later on in the game. I feel like maybe there's a bit more finesse from Yakult Bros when it comes to the draft. I think they're like the skill ceiling is a bit higher for them. That like it's harder to play their draft, but also the skill ceiling is higher, so you can actually make some pretty significant plays down the line. Especially because you have, of course, Void Spirit and Enigma, right? Morphling on top of that. Keep in mind that they also have it's not the best tank breaker, but it's one of better ones. They have Enigma. Later on, Midnight Pulse into Centaur, into Timber, it does add up the percentage-based damage that he's bringing to the table.
You know, speaking of that Timber as well, One thing I like about them shifting the Timber to go mid is we were speaking about this earlier in the draft, right? The abuse that Nature's Prophet can provide, showing up middle at all times. And we know Ollie would have wanted to do that. However, if the enemy hero is a Timber Saw, then there's kind of no point, right? You can never actually sprout him. So it'll be a fair and honest lane mid. He doesn't have to worry about the constant harass from Prophet.
Most likely. Most likely. You never know. These Prophets these days, I feel like they're making everything happen, even in an impossible lane. They find a way to contribute.
They also found 3 bounties for Tearlaments, so 3-1 start for them. That's quite nice.
Yeah, they're just scary strong at the beginning. They're scary strong in the laning stage and post-laning stage. Like, you have this Centaur, Timber, Treant, Snap, like, just base HP. Team to team is pretty crazy on the side of Tearlaments. Actually, when I think about it, there's Tiny on the other side as a support, and the Prophet who gets some cool heals from the Sprout, so maybe a bit more even.
We'll see how these sustain wars kick off as the laning phase has now officially begun. Where's the fun lane? Where's the action going to be happening? What's the first blood looking like? Is it still going to be the top side with the Centaur and the Snap?
Yeah, I think so. Snap Centaur definitely have like the easiest path to getting a kill. At the same time, bot lane, once you get level 3 on old 11, and there's maybe some toss back on the Lina, she has to be very careful with the positioning. Erica is, I feel like, a bit more careful when it comes to playing these glass cannons than Fly usually is. So he should be fine.
How is Fly doing right now? Struggling to find some CS in this lane. It is a Centaur with a Snap right behind him. We'll eventually get there, but we'll always have to be very, very careful. Especially as you start to get to level 2, level 3, and you know double edge is online. As Morphling, you gotta watch out. That was close, baby.
Dude, I was just about to say full bore. You gotta be careful with your edgy shifts. He's got huge range with it.
Talk to me about this mid lane matchup. I haven't seen Timber versus Void Spirit in quite some time. How should it be going in general?
Well, you see how it's going. They're dead even. Both players just absolutely farming away. I think it's not that bad for the Void Spirit overall through the game, because let's just say there are worse matchups. Timbersaw is extremely annoying for a lot of heroes to play into, but Void Spirit right now buys Vessel anyways, so you know it's a good item to have as a base item into the Timber.
Bro, Morphling is not finding CS. Look what he's had to resort to doing. Never feels good.
Yeah,
but at least he's got a flag bearer with it, so we'll get some value out of doing this.
Yeah, it's the copy paste, right? That Centaur is doing the same copy as CZQ.
They are going on to him. There is the toss. The avalanche. Ollie shows up as well to supply some additional damage, and they find his ZZQ. Even the Treant Protector cannot survive against all that damage.
Yeah, honestly, this lane is going to become very scary, especially because of all these rotations. Every time Tiny finds a target, he can just toss him back.
Poor Fly. Oh no. Poor Fly. Just being griefed right now by SRF. Ollie will come back. They were taking advantage of the fact that they knew the Prophet was on the other side of the map. So they were able to pressure Fly. He wasn't able to farm that much. He did get a quick creep under the tower, but it's really struggling so far in this year's department.
ZZQ will be killed off once again. Same thing happening. Even without
Not
the
only going to
Prophet,
happen more reliably, right? Because you're about to get level 3 on Baboka.
Yep. He's lacking some mana, so let's see. Does he have... no, he doesn't have Mango or anything, so he needs to go base probably, refill, then can rejoin.
He's thinking about sending out a Clarity, but he's going to wait until there's a bit more on the courier. Doesn't want to pay for small item delivery charge, you know? Compared to the last couple of games so far, well, this always happens in these third and decisive matches in Elimination. We saw this from Tearlaments yesterday as well. that they start off a lot more timidly in the decisive ending out of clarity, but he's going to wait until there's a bit more on the courier. Doesn't want to pay for small item delivery charge, you know? Compared to the last couple of games so far, well, this always happens in these third and decisive matches in elimination. We saw this from Tearlaments yesterday as well, that they start off a lot more timidly in the decisive game than they did in game one.
Yeah, when your life is on the line, it tends to become a bit more timid, right? The play styles.
Courier has been killed.
Well, Echo's just committing some animal abuse middle, but it did deliver the bottle, so Emo won't care that much about it. It's all good.
Yeah, the CS battle on mid lane is that even. Basically, even with some rotations, I don't feel like you're getting a lot done. Both of these heroes have good escape mechanisms, so as supports, I feel like the best that you can do to contribute on mid lane is to maybe secure the runes. Suddenly will attempt something. Let's see.
Well, the attempt is
really
happening
hard.
bottom first. They want the Lina. Erica is falling very low with the Manifest. They do find the kill. Will ZZQ be able to get out of here? That is the case. And while that was happening, middle, Emo just assimilates away from the attempt on his life, so he's all good as well.
Yeah, there's no way to go for Emo. However, the Lina, the bot lane, this bot lane is a massacre every single time, it seems like. No matter what hero plays here on as position 1 gets bullied. And the tower is getting bullied now too. Level 3 demonic summoning, of course. Eidolons becoming really strong. They need
This is a
extra
critical
heroes here.
moment.
Yeah.
I was going to say that they need to make sure that Lina doesn't die again. If she dies again and they take the tower, we're back in heavy despair mode for Erica. You need to play very, very carefully. Unfortunately for them, it's not like Echoes can realistically easily make a rotation right now. He only has the 1 point into the Timber Chain. Might want to use it onto this Void Spirit as Emo, juking and jiving, eats some of the Chakram damage. It gets absorbed by the Resonant Pulse shield. Now he needs to get back though. Snapfire up, gets him with the stun of the Fire Snap Cookie. He dives forward, actually, Emo. What a madman, but he does have a pretty big wand. He pops it, so he's still okay.
They're, basically what they're trying to do here with Snap is to brute force the tower. They try to tank up as much as possible so that the Carti is hitting the tower, but Emo, he wasn't scared, and I think what he did is very important, keeping the objective up and maybe playing with his life a little bit, but it was worth it.
Certainly worthwhile. As we have Wisdom Shrines being collected. The Nature's Prophet was TPing over, but he scanned first. They realized that, yeah, somebody's coming. Let me not risk my life for that one.
Yeah, you can see that Lina is already given up on the lane. Emo might, I'm not sure, maybe he won't go for her. Gotta go back and defend mid again, but Lina, she's given up on laning. This is the same position that Erica was in the last game. However, with a slight difference, Lina can actually farm the jungle. So he can actually find farm. He's not an anti-mage, so he will recover eventually.
ZZQ is doing his utmost to delay this tower push with the living armor. Baboka's gonna chase him around a little bit, just making sure that he can't approach. And the tower goes down. Old 11 will claim it. Nice first tower, 8 minutes into the game. This is the kind of textbook Enigma gameplay you want to see.
Absolutely quick tower, drums already taking over the map very soon, coming to the tower near you. Probably gonna be a pipe, right? What else could he go for? Maybe Crimson Guard. We'll see how he tanks up, what he decides is necessary for this game.
Emo hasn't started to queue up his next item just yet, but we know Echoes wants the Kaya. So Kaya Sanj hasn't died just yet, can still provide quite a lot of threat on the front lines. I would really like the Kaya Sanj actually, because there's not that many disabled, so being able to get to them quickly makes sense.
It's good. Shiva's, Aghanims, all of these items, maybe even a blink to start things off. We'll see which exact route he goes for, but he has a lot of good options, I would say.
On the map right now, ZZQ is just going to try to soak some experience bottom, get himself to level 6 perhaps. Just needs to make sure that he doesn't die for this. Ollie gonna come in. They find him, but it's a tree and protector, baby. Toss forward, but it's just a little creep. Because the Enigma perhaps you can set up with the Malefist, but that could also set up for him to get killed by Lina. So maybe it's for the best that that doesn't happen.
One of the reasons, of course, why Treant is so contested in this series is also the Nature's Prophet. Like, you get a hero that doesn't care about Sprout. And it's kind of a big deal. A lot of supports do suffer playing into the Prophet at the moment. Cores do.
Bro, imagine the support Nature's Prophet if we still had the Sprout Leash's talent. My god.
I mean, it can't get any more contested than this. He's almost in every single one of our games, so...
Dire's middle tower is
70
70.
double damage.
It's a double damage, but I don't know if he wants to try and pursue this just yet. Emo's actually sweeping over towards him, but Emo's lost half of his HP before he even gets here. Does get the resonant part. It actually goes on to Erica. Erica dies to the Astral Step. The Morty's Kisses will fly forth and bring down Emo. Unfortunately, 7E also happens to die for this one, because the rest of Yakult's bros have shown up in support. Echo is able to Timber Chain away beyond the tier 1 tower. But what a crazy series of events. Emo just does not play with fear, man.
Yo, that was smooth right there. He does die in the end, but very worth it for him. Slowing down the Lina farm.
is under attack.
Getting that kill, going into two of them with 50% HP. Yeah, like you said, no fear. Absolutely.
Boca misses his avalanche onto Echoes. It's unfortunate because had he maybe tried to go onto 7E, that's a more realistic kill. But 7E able to zone them back with the full ball scatter blast. So this push will come to an end. Lina just farming away down bottom. ZZQ now does have access to the level 6. So perhaps when they have Stampede back online, they can try and utilize that in an aggressive fashion. Stampede into the back line, pop the overgrowth, try and find a fight that way. And check out Emo. He decided to not get a Spirit Vessel. He's going straight up for the Aghanim Scepter. If you buy Ags, can you come back for the Vessel, or is it just too late at that point?
I feel like it's too late. At that point, more or less everyone has a defensive tool, or maybe a support is too close to a Lotus. I think if you're buying Vessel, it kind of has to be the first item, or at least earn into an item into a Vessel.
Ah, our eyes in the skies, who also happen to be the voices from heaven. Shoutout Scriff told us that Ollie's the one building the vessel. So
Yep.
it's all good. He also has a dormant curio. Let's see, how many curios do we have in this game? We have 3. All of them are Yakult's brothers. Let's see how long they stay in the game for.
Dire are scanning.
ZZQ standing by just in case he needs to break a smoke or something, because Lina needs to be able to farm this wave. Not pinging out the area. They'd love to make something happen here. Boca gets forward. He takes the Watcher, but now he gets scouted. Not can he drop onto his face, and there's the overgrowth. Erica, can he find the LSA? Indeed he does. They committed everything for that tiny kill, but they do find it in the end.
And it's absolutely worth it. Keep in mind, Boboka was 202. He was having a really good time. And he's getting dangerously close to the Blink Dagger. 1,850 gold on him now. He was around 2k. So slowing that Blink down is really important. The moment he gets Blink, I feel like every kill on the map opens up for them. Doubling Black Hole.
First Black Hole of the game. SRF, very, very dead. He's been very happily and calmly playing in, skipping the creep wave, but gets punished for it eventually, as they know that most of his team is not in the area to try and support him.
Yeah, he's got Crimson Guard, but
Dire's bottom tower
it doesn't
is
really
under attack.
do that much versus all the magic damage that they were hitting him with.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
C70 trying to sneak his way into the Wisdom Shrine here. Tiny is heading over, but Baboka might just be slightly too late. He gets there. Nah, 70 doesn't want to risk it.
Radiant's top
So
tower is under
Baboka
attack.
will now be able to claim level 8 for himself. And probably not going to show on the map again until he's ready to reveal the Blink Dagger properly.
Yeah,
Top
they
lane,
stole,
Fly getting gone on. Can they catch him? No, he's not.
they stole both of the Wisdom Shrines as well. Which is quite cool for them.
So what are we waiting for both of these teams to try and start making plays on the map? I guess Blink on Tiny, and then for Tearlaments, they already have Blink on Centaur. Is there still something else they want to wait for?
Well, Echoes is building negatives, but I don't think you need to wait that long for it. They are bleeding some kills across the map though. Baboka didn't even reveal the blink, by the way, with this play. It's just
Dire's
flying out to
middle
him.
tower is under attack.
See, he's hiding in the trees, but at the same time, there's also a smoke coming in the opposite direction. Echoes is moving with ZZQ. But they had to go back with the Treant Protector to give the smoke towards Lina as well. So they might not get to Fly in time. Here they come. Radiant Scan finds out that there's nothing behind here. So if they can find him with SRF, this could have been huge. Walks into the area, but he wave form forward. They cannot catch up to him in time. Are they still going to try for this?
Yeah, once again, no one is showing on the map. 70, of course, was dead, but they're even pinging it out. They know that top tier 1 tower needs to fall first. So Fly is kind of safe farming behind the tier 2 on top lane.
Dire's
I really think Yakult bros, more or less, they're ready. Aghanim is 200 gold, 100 gold now away on Emo.
Radiant structures are fortified.
I like that they also have a 4-star on this Enigma.
Radiant's middle tower
Ready to have some kind of movements. Emo is about to get bursted here. He's still alive. The 4-star from Old 11 bails him out of trouble. SRF can't find him with the hook stop as he dissimulates away. But Baboka, in the meantime, does get brought down by Echo and the boys, but he'll give his life happily for the cause of keeping Emo standing. That was good stuff. Echoes, though, really wants to get Emo down. Diving quite far forward for this one. They find the stun onto Old 11. He doesn't have a way to get himself out. 4-star does come back off cooldown. Morty's kiss is raining onto his face. He barely dies in the end. A whirling death, a hit from Morty, and he goes down.
Did he die in the fountain? I feel like he died in the fountain. The TP looked like it completed. Yeah, very unfortunate for Old 11. He deserved to live through that fight. Like after the 4-staff on Emo, saving his mid laner's life. They do have a Black Hole still. So you have Black Hole, you have Aghanims now in Void Spirit as well. Vessel, what, 500 gold away
Radiant's
on
bottom
Oli?
tower is under attack.
They're probably ready to take these upcoming fights. Another thing that they will need soon is a Yule Scepter. I think maybe Tiny should buy it. He's queuing up a 4-staff right now. Maybe he'll switch it up and go for Yules. Because of Timber, right? Like his Aghanims is flying out.
Yeah, well, all these things have been happening. It's not like Tearlaments have been just sat on their laurels, right? Not progressing themselves. Phil Mjolnir is coming out right now for Erica. But Erica actually might be dead. Erica! Oh no, the fight starts with losing your Lina. You have to bail the hell out of here. You can't do anything afterwards. That is very sad timing for him.
Absolutely. The instant TP as well from the Centaur. Do they have Rosh fight? I don't think so. I don't think that they can go into the pit. They were circling around the pit, but there's no way.
Radiant's
Not
top
enough
tower
damage
is
right now.
under attack.
Morphling still needs another item before you feel comfortable doing that. They are gonna go forward with the Stampede, hoping to close off Old 11, but Baboka has his Avalanche down. Emo drops an Aether Remnant. Man, these Yakult Bratans are bailing each other out of trouble time and time again. Must be very frustrating to play against for Tearlaments.
Yeah, 4-staff on the Enigma, 4-staff will be actually purchased most likely by Baboka as well. He's got it queued up, so a lot of 4-staffs to bail one another out. The tossbacks, of course, as well.
They're moving towards bottom right now with Yakult Bros. Let's see if they want to set up for anything here, or if they just want to find some additional vision. Emo will drop a Watcher on the high ground. He's going to get the Aghanim shard watch as soon, it seems like. So we'll have the rotation. Oh, yeah. Is it? Oh, he changed his mind.
Dire are
Or did he already buy it? He already bought it. Okay, it's on the courier.
Yeah, it's on the courier. It's coming to him. Yeah, one big problem for Yakult pros right now is the Aghanims on Timber. I don't think that they can deal with it. So if they want to find pickoffs, they need to find someone else. So the backlines need to be
Radiant are
breached.
scanning.
Maybe
Radiant's
Lina
middle
is still
tower
an
is under
option,
attack.
maybe the snap, but you need to get to them.
Lina's in one of those predicaments where she doesn't have BKB, she's not queuing it up just yet. You ideally definitely want BKB into Void Spirit, into Tiny, but at the same time with Enigma being in the game, you also just want raw stats. It's a tough route for itemization of Erica, but he figured it out in the last game, should be able to do it here.
It's very similar every game though, right? Like the Mjolnir Dragonlance, maybe a BKB or a Pike, depending what the state of the game is. Like, you can go for Pike or BKB. I feel like D-Lance BKB is probably the best. The hero is just so strong right now that you don't necessarily have to stray away too much from the itemization.
11. Getting gone on. Nice 4-star from him again. He just pops the drums. Just wasted their time there. Very nicely done.
He's got so much mobility. The 4-stab drums and tumblers though.
Speaking of mobility, Oli will deploy some of that mobility to go bottom. Try to aggress onto 7E. Emo came to help out as well, but he's still alive. Emo needs to get out now. Doesn't have any more Astros there. Even commit the stampede to chase him down. Morty's kisses were utilized as well to good effect. They kill him off. Down south, Oli is going to lose his life to the Centaur. That's a 2-for-0 affair, and Yakult's bros have just been really struggling to make positive moves lately. They might try here with Baboka. Has a blink dagger, has the morphling behind him. He's thinking about it. He's waiting for the right moment to jump forward. Will he be able to find the opportunity here? SRF moves forward, and they give up the ghost. They're like, nah, it's too risky. Let's not do this play.
He's got poor man's shield. Like PMS Crimson. Triant on the other side.
ZZQ does not have those items. So they eventually get him as well. Okay. The patience is rewarded a little bit down bottom.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant structures are
Yeah,
fortified.
they do have a vessel charge now. That's something, right? On Oli, they didn't have it in these last couple of fights, and because of that, they couldn't really get any kills. Even the snap survived, so the vessel charge definitely is helpful. I do want to bring the Enigma in as well.
They're thinking about it. They have Black Hole. They will deploy it right now. ZZQ is too far away to help cancel this out. So this will just be demolished on the Centaur. Tier 2 tower should be taken away as well. And they're not done. They're actually progressing for more. Emo wants to send out a remnant. Connect in onto 7E. But Boka's there too. Tossing it back the Snapfire towards the Morphling. Fly now on a killing spree. And also an additional tier 2.
Yeah, they're just showcasing what sort of mobility they have in this team. The Blink Daggers, all the mobility spells from the Void Spirit, of course, then the 4 staffs.
Dire are scanning.
High ground
really
push,
tough right
however,
now.
probably not it, right?
No. You know what, actually, the first matchup that these two played against each other in the upper bracket, the first game, Tearlaments were winning for most of that game, and then they screwed up like 1 or 2 high ground pushes, and that turned the game around for Yakult's brothers to get Fly super stacked on his Medusa. I'm sure Yakult remembers that very carefully. So in that moment, you don't have Aegis, you don't have BKBs or anything, you're like, guys, maybe this is not the right place for us. Let's just slowly but surely try to win this game. Let's see if they can break the smoke and get out of here. Nice resonant pulse to silence up the Centaur. He cannot stomp onto Emo. The Void Spirit is out.
Yeah, they'd really like to force a fight. They have a BKB Agonist on Timber. He's very defensive with the current build. Of course, he doesn't really need to build anything too aggro, as with these items he already deals a ton of damage in teamfights. They also have a Pipe and Crimson on Centaur, so I feel like you've got what it takes to take these fights, but at the same time, how I feel about utility this game is it's all about Lina getting gone on or not. Like, if you pop a pipe and Crimson, she still dies if she's caught, right? Like, it truly, it helps a little bit, but it doesn't save her, per se.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Echoes right now. With this blink, we'll now start looking towards that Kaya Sanj. Oh, he was going for blink first, but he changed his mind to go BKB into Kaya Sanj. So he just wants to be able to tank up. And the rest of the Yakult bros right now, he's taking the Tormi. Whose lucky day is it today? It's Babok. Man, that trash, bruh. I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah, it is one of the worst shards in the game for a support.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Probably not the best one, at least. They know exactly where Erika is. They've been scouting him out with some very good wards, but he knows the same, that they're coming for him because of the ward that they just passed next to the stairs.
Echoes is the one that's showing now first, and like you said, definitely a terrible target to go on. So he'll be able to walk with this wave, muscle back the rest of Yakult's bros, and yeah, this gank attempt is over. They will have to go do other things on the map. It's a shame. Fly, I think, really wanted to reveal his butterfly to them before they knew that this was coming whatsoever, but he will eventually have to show on the wave, and then they'll know that this item is available.
Yeah, I think maybe one of the options is to just force rush. If you can force rush, you have BKB Black Hole. It's not the best positioning, but maybe you can force the fight around it. You go into the pit and you force the fight around, but Tearlaments, they're actually coming.
Uh-oh. Fly. Uh-oh. The Prophet left. Oh! They turned around! Oh my god. That is really, really unfortunate for them. They had the numerical advantage. Void Spirit and Enigma bottom. No way for them to TP on top of. If they just kept going in a straight line, they would have caught the Morphling. Feels bad, man.
Yeah, no one pinged out the creep wave being skipped as well. They probably noticed it, of course, and it looks like Tearlaments are going to do what I expected from Yakult's bros.
We did see in that series that they had against Vichy Gaming quite a few of these steals happening on the Roshan from Tearlaments, so this seems to be a specialty of theirs, finding that sliver of opportunity to go claim a Roshan. The illusion will scout out that this is happening, but Yakult's brothers are not positioned to prevent this. They're gonna try though. They're coming in. Roshan's falling, 2,000 health left on the big man.
Yeah.
Emo.
Maybe they're not.
Emo. Oh! Does get the resonant pulse that connects onto two cores, but sadly, they do not get the Roshan. Now he actually gets hit with the stun from SRF. They're gonna try and blow up the Emo voice spirit and they succeed. At the same time, Fly trying to leverage the butterfly onto the Lina. There is no salvation with the Stampede because the Sprout from Ollie holds the Lina in place. She ends up going down. The Aegis is removed. However, Fly now he's stunned up. Ollie has already died. Fly able to waveform onto the high ground. Old 11 pops the drums. Still has a BKB 4-star, so should be able to get out of here. Black Hole is ready. You need to be very careful about this. Echoes still does have BKB. There's the jump. BKB activated by Old 11 to dodge the stomp. He's still not popping the hole though. Eventually does end up being right-clicked down by this Lina. Fly now trying to get himself out, being slowed down by the double chakrams. There's going to be the hook stomp yet again. Baboka has the 4-star forward onto the Morphling, keeping him alive. Baboka, toss. He could avalanche here. He does onto 4, but he's already dead. So it's a double kill for Erika.
What a messy fight. By the way, there was one cool situation that happened during the Sprout. An Eidolon blocked the Lina away so she couldn't run off and save her Aegis. If he actually survives and saves the Aegis as well, it's a huge blunder from Yakult's bros. Even like this, it ended up badly, but that could have been an even bigger disaster. They were just late, right? Like they went into the pit a little bit too late. I don't know, maybe they're waiting for one of the dispel items first. There's a Qualifier queued up on Emo. There's a Yules queued up on Tiny, but at this point, I don't think those items are worth waiting for. He has a BKB anyway on Timber.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
There's a smoke up by Yakult's bros. They want to try and find some vengeance for what just happened. Sadly though, everybody from Tearlaments getting out of dodge. Look how defensively responsible they're being. It does help that there's a wave to be pushed back in, but they're trying to not allow themselves to be fully isolated. As I say that though, Echoes does wander out by himself, so they may be.
Oh,
Okay, that's okay. You know what? That's actually fine because last game he messed up a toss. It's only fair he gets to have one messed up against him.
I just wonder if they would even kill him with that toss back. They probably would, but he's such a difficult kill, especially with the Aghanims, and they had no dispels at that point.
Oh boy. Number 2 on the net worth is Echoes. SRF is now starting to build into some heart, some BKB for himself. Man, I miss the days of Centaur Heart every single game. You know, you don't miss seeing like a hero with 7k HP every game. That was fun.
Is under attack.
I feel like there are some really cool things that he can do this game. Not only the heart. I feel like this is a very good Aghanims game for Centaur. I expect seeing it perhaps down the line.
Dire's top tower is falling.
Ags would be fantastic. They all TP, making sure that they leave this area. Tearlaments, their discipline has just been increasing here in this third game, not making any crazy mistakes. And they have the 3k net worth lead for themselves. No Aegis to play around with, that was destroyed earlier. However, some new items have emerged, definitely feeling stronger than they were a few minutes ago.
Yeah, the next big bonus, big spike in damage output is definitely the NKB on Lina. You are playing into a butterfly morphling, right? So you do need it. You might wait a little bit longer, but it seems like they want to put some aggression on this bottom tier 1 tower at least. 30 minutes in, tier 1 tower still standing, so understandable.
Is under attack.
Baboka though, just cutting these waves, making sure that if they can push this tower, it'll be the only one that they push. Not much more progression from them. You'd love to see these cheeky plays from Baboka.
They're so impactful because even if you go back and kill him, you have to go all the way back, you know, to your base to deal with this pesky tiny annoying you. But they do get the tier 2, so the glyph, of course, was not used because they already lost some tier 2s before. This is the last one standing.
Let's see, what did they gain in exchange for these towers? They got a Blink Dagger on Enigma, which he has the gold for but hasn't finished the item. They got closer to the Yules for the Tiny and closer to the Hex. So it's only really the Blink Dagger that's practically complete right now. But he needs to be careful because they are smoking in towards him. He's going to be fine though. They might head towards the west. And as Emo is trying to go home. Oh no. Oh, but yet again, dude, this is like the third time it's happened this game that they were close to connecting on a gank, but they had to leave like seconds before they found the hero.
Yeah, they are smoking up. Old 11.
Oh, Old 11 gets caught. Do they have the damage? Force off is going to be there, getting him away from the chakram. Timber Chain, only one of the hits is there, and they do force out the BKB. Now they know that there's no BKB black hole to contend with. On the back line, I think they saw Baboka, so they're going to come back for him a little bit. But Erica's like, guys, I'm trying to get some buildings. Help me bring down this tier 3.
It is very scary to push without Aegis. As Lina, if you get tossed back, you're most certainly dead, and that's it. That's all she wrote. The fight is over. But yeah, I also feel that for Yakult's brothers, even though the game is looking kind of rough, they're only 1k behind. And Enigma, in this kind of a game, I feel like is the end-all, be-all carry, right? Like, he can get maybe a refresher Aghanims versus all these tanky boys. You can dish out so much damage and so much control that you can carry the game on your back. So I don't even mind that he didn't go for any utility besides the drums. I think it's a good game for that kind of a build. The only thing they have to be careful is Lina. She can kill you during your black hole, so that's on Baboka to toss her back in or find some ways. And so far, he's been doing a decent job at finding the right targets in the back. Sometimes the tosses do not connect, though.
Ali, very far away from having that Hex. Probably will still just sit with this Essence Ring. Certainly has been useful for him up until now.
Do you like the Nully on board? Like, he's got it.
Oh, I like it a lot. I think like back when we started to see this Void Spirit come up, we used to see this Nullifier as like the extension item. But nowadays, I think I like it faster for not just the dispel, but to give that astral step a little bit more oomph in the middle of the fight.
And they're ready, right? Like they have the Nulli, they have the Manta for the Overgrowth on Void Spirit, on Fly.
What they don't have, though, is vision. They only have one observer ward that could reasonably find any of these heroes. Was put in the top side of the map, but they're playing very carefully. Tearlaments sitting underneath the tier 2 tower on the high ground, protecting the outpost. It's going to be a very hard gank to achieve for Yakult.
Yeah, and Lina is so close to the MKB. After the Ancients, actually, I believe she should have it.
Yeah, she has it.
50 gold away, right?
Oh, man. Imagine she died right now. But no. She gets the Blitz Knuckles. They're on the way. So MKB is ready. That being said, Fly has a BKB that he would also love to reveal here.
Yeah, both of these teams are basically ready to go. They got all the big power spec items.
It's a tense moment, Liz. I think it's going to come down to who can find that first initiation. In the meantime, look up in the top lane. 7E is just pushing this out. If they catch vision of him and they know that they don't have the Modi, they might try to do something, but it's a bit late. The rest of Tearlaments are already backing off a bit. And somebody's going to have to come and address this. Probably Ollie. He's already coming back home.
Oh,
Mid lane.
okay.
They're going in onto Echoes, but he activates the BKB. Boca can't find the toss back in time. Lifeline, his own BKB active, has the Laguna Blade dodged by Emo. Nice stop from the Void Spirit. Waveform also dodges the Hook Stomp. Yakult's brothers here with the outplays. Unfortunately, they don't have the control themselves. Boca now finding Echoes, bringing him back next to the Enigma. No black hole just yet. Doesn't seem like they'll need it. They blow him up regardless with Fly's BKB. They do lose Tiny in the process. But so far, it's a worthwhile trade for Yakult. Enigma just waiting, being patient. SRF goes in, he found the stun onto a Morphling with the LSA follow-up, but not enough damage coming in from Flyfly. And now SRF, he can't escape. The Sprout held him up. Flyfly kills him off. It's a double for the Morphling. 7E with the double 4-star Glimmer Cape. That will get him back into the base safely. But this is a definite team fight win for Yakult, and they'll celebrate by claiming a tier 2 tower.
I wonder, Boboka jumping in and tossing back the creep after avalanching the Timber. Do you think there's a chance in this world that that's on purpose? Because there's no way he's doing the same thing 3 times in a row and missing. I feel like what he's trying to do there is just big. Look, I might be like, you know, that crazy guy that's connecting the dots, but I feel like he might be just baiting out Timber's BKB and Aghanims, because he uses it and then the Timber actually has to use his spells offensively to go in. It might all be just a coincidence, but that kind of wins them the fight, because Timber has no BKB, has no Aghanims to work with, and then he just dies so easily that they don't even have to use the Black Hole. I feel like these teamfights are so difficult for your brothers if Tearlaments are just running them down and setting the pace of the fight on their own. Lina?
All right, now the pace is being set by Yakult's brothers. They force another BKB charge out of the Lina. So now we're down to 7 seconds on the BKB, and all that's been accomplished in that time is a kill on Tiny. I think you're right, actually, that like if he tosses the Tiny back into the fight or Timber, then Timber's BKBing still has Timber to move out of the fight and can just chalk rum straight into the Morphling, force him to not start putting out right clicks. But the fact that he has to go spend so much time traveling, yeah, it does make sure that the fight's impossible.
It goes a bit deeper, right? If he goes in, Timber has to BKB, because if he doesn't BKB Aghanims, he's gonna get Black Bolt. So it's kind of a forced move, forced hand on him. And if the Timber is tossed back into you with BKB and Aghanims, you don't want to Black Bolt him. It's
Yakult's brothers now with an Aegis, thinking about pushing high ground. Poor Roshan had his chain snatched, being used by everybody else. Do you ever like sit down and think about what's life like for Roshan every now and then?
It's chill. He's just sitting somewhere eating cheese. He's immortal as well, respawns every now and then. There's a full Daedalus, by the way, on Flyfly.
Damn. Daedalus, BKB. Butterfly, Hurricane Pike, Manta, as well as a Giant Small, a Titanic Giant Small at that. So a lot of damage coming in from Qualifier. Shiva's gone. Thrown in by Echoes. He's forced to BKB fairly early on, but they took away the life of Morphin. At the same time, Boboka jumped in on the back line. Wasn't able to toss anybody back. And there is the Morty's Kisses now, raining in from afar. Boboka's going to end up being brought down. Fly wants to avenge him. Activates the BKB, looking towards Echoes, who could get Black Holes here, but they don't even need it. They just have raw damage between Emo and the Morphling. Now Morph, getting gone on by Fly. He needs to waveform away. He fell very, very low here. Ollie doesn't have a waveform, so he's just going to eat these right clicks and die. But he sets up for Emo to re-engage onto Erica. Erica, though, has to be careful. There is still a BKB available on this Lina. She pops it now. Fly coming back in, trying to kill her off. Hurricane Pie keeps her alive, but it's not enough. The Daedalus hits from Fly, chase her up the hill and kill her off. And now he wants to bring down SRF as well. The Centaur is gone. Double kill for the Morphling. Fly. Can he keep this going? It doesn't seem like it, because Erica with the buyback is holding this high ground, has already killed off Ollie.
Old 11, you don't get any bonus points in the next game if you don't use Black Hole this time. Like, I don't know why he isn't using it, but he had, like, oh, okay. So basically he's waiting for the Lina, right? He's waiting for Orgrowth and Lina. But right there, he had an opportunity to catch the Lina, right? I feel like. I don't know.
I mean, to be fair, ZZQ does have Blink Dagger with Overgrowth still, so it's one of those global silencer situations. If there's no global, you can't Black Hole. What can you do? But if there's no enemy heroes, then they can't stop you from taking their racks. And that's what Yakult's brothers will accomplish. Top lane gone, coming towards middle. I don't think they'll be able to take 3 sides, maybe not even 2, because they won't have Prophet for 30 seconds, and they'll be playing 4 versus 5 for a while. Let's see how strong Fly thinks he is. Echoes gonna go in right now. They're going onto Emo. They want the voice break, but they still can't find him. My man is just too elusive. SRF comes in though, and that's gonna be the catch onto Emo. They finally find him and bring him down. We still don't have a Black Hole, but Old 11 doesn't count.
Yeah, you don't see this Treant. He's in his little shadows, hiding with the Aghanim Shard. Eventually, Old 11 will forget that ZZQ exists, you know? And then that's when you Black Hole.
You know what I love about this game? We're 41 minutes in. Even though this is a side that's been taken by Yakult's brothers, kills even, gold even. The game still hangs in the balance right now. Anything can happen.
You know what? At some point, he will complete the refresher on Enigma. And I think that's where it kind of changes. The moment he gets the refresher orb, you use the first Black Hole, it gets cancelled, you use it again, and that's it. Unless
he's changed his mind.
Unless Treant buys refresher, which he is queuing up as well, by the way. Oh, he's going for Axe?
No, Enigma changed his mind. He changed his mind. He swapped out the refresher. He put the recipe, but he swapped out for Aghanims now.
Why would you buy Axe when you're not even using Black Hole? What? Like, I really don't get it. This is some Giga Brain Old 11 play. I have to see it to believe it.
Oh man. What it's like being Old 11, to be able to see life from a higher vantage point. He understands things that mere mortals will never comprehend. So, 42 minutes in. Haven't had a big objective taken by Tearlaments, but this game could revolve around the next Roshan. So we need to pay attention to that timer. And will Tearlaments be ready to fight by then? They might have the refresher on Timber, and they should have the BKB ready on the Centaur, but they're not going to wait for Roshan. They're going to go right now. Sadly, there's nobody for them to catch.
For now.
So,
yeah.
for now.
Maybe some crazy TP from the Prophet. We'll see. There's so many big items now that this game, 16-16, 43 minutes in, even as hell. 1k advantage for Yakult's brothers. I feel like the game is easier for them to play anywhere on the map besides the high ground. Like, pushing high ground into Lina is always difficult. Even though they did manage to take two sides, it's still really hard. However, if Tearlaments fight outside of their base, it might not end that well for them. We'll see. Emo is sitting
What's
at
Emo
6,000
buying?
gold. Yeah, I don't even know at this point. What the
Is he
next item is.
investing? Gonna start a bank somewhere? What's happening, brother?
A really big item that is being purchased, though. Someone that is not investing or waiting for Nvidia stocks to crash is Tiny. Like, he gets the Mystic Staff now, and he has full Wind Waker. It's kind of a big deal because it basically saves any target that gets gone on, right? Like, you can save the Void Spirit or the Morphling if they're out of position.
Or you can save the Enigma, so you can cast Black Hole.
I still don't believe this Aghanim's that he has queued up, by the way. I feel like I have to see it to believe it. I don't think he's gonna buy it.
We'll see how this fight pans out. There's Echoes. He will show middle, but it's Echoes, so it's a very difficult go onto that hero. Everybody else from Tearlaments, they're standing on the high ground. This is some deja vu that I'm experiencing right now. We've had an iteration of this fight so many times over the last 2 games.
Yeah, it's becoming more and more difficult to fight any high ground fight. Echoes, of course, level 25 refresher that you mentioned earlier as well. No Aghanims on Centaur yet. I feel like he doesn't want to go for it. Queuing up the BK.
I actually really like your call on the Ags, like getting Erica into there. But also allow Erica to play a little bit more riskily. Things still hanging the balance. And they couldn't find an entry point into the fight. So Yakult's brothers will back up. They have a date with Roshan. What it's like to be Rosh. The moment you wake up, some people come into your house and try to beat you up. Game is hard, bro. Found SRF. They want the Centaur. He pops the Stampede, but he still gets blown up. Echoes with his BKB and the Aghanims active, unable to threaten back the rest of Yakult's brothers. And they didn't commit any ultimates for that. Only the BKB. Old 11 blinked in like he was looking to Black Hole. Then he realized, I don't Black Hole ever, bro.
I love the blinking force step out immediately. Hex down bottom.
Hex onto the Void Spirit. Lacuna's are there, but not enough damage. Lifeline now fighting mano a mano against Erica. And there's the Black Hole. It catches onto 3. A perfect one. Lina dead without buyback. There's Morty's kisses flying in. Old 11's gonna fall very low from them, but he does have a BKB. Enables it to keep himself standing here. Lifeline waveforms away as Emo now goes in with the Astral Step. They're looking to try and bring down Echoes here. In the same time, Baboka, he tosses back 7E. They want the easier target of the Snapfire. They are going to get him as SRF was hoping to save him, but instead just put himself in harm's way. Gets stopped out by his own ability. And still, they cannot kill Emo. My man is just dancing around them this entire game. Echoes now will at least eventually be able to bring him down, but it might come at the cost of not just his life, but Lizard the entire game. He has to defend 2 versus 4 for the next 90 seconds.
And there's no buyback on Lina. She will have it. Oh, she doesn't have the gold. The timer is there, but she needs 500 extra gold.
Echoes, can he do something up by himself here? He's going in, but he's already been hexed up. He's being controlled. He's been put inside the Midnight Pulse. The Timber Chain away will be denied, and his life is forfeit. Echoes died back on the Timber Soul. They buy back on the Nature's Prophet as well, because why not? Coming in the games, EZQ nullified by Emo, dragged back in, he's gone too. Everybody's dead, the base is in shambles. And Yakult's brothers, they have everything they need. They have just put themselves a ticket to the Grand Finals. They want to go to TI, and they have a chance to do it. GG, well played as gold. Game 3 won by Yakult's brothers and some incredible finesse.